Would it be considered on TV or off?
Saber of the year could be either one.
Okay.
Oh man, I think we're ready.
Think we're ready?
Anybody need another water?
Yeah. Yeah, just grab me one. Because I'll probably finish this one. I'll probably finish this one halfway through the show. Thank you. All right, let me see if I can find the link, and then I will share it.
Oh, my hair's gonna look so weird.
Oh God, why do I look like a lousy Instagram model trying to pose right there?
Is it centered though? Is the question.
Yeah, it looks centered
Okay,
enough.
good.
Pose.
Yeah, look at that pose.
Dun-dun-dun. Strike a pose. Dun-dun-dun. Oh fuck, we're recording. That got caught on tape. Shit.
Oh, man.
Ooh, like a surgeon.
Ay.
Oh, so what do you think about my responses on the music thing?
Responses on the music thing.
What was it? Clothes, color.
Oh,
What was the
dude.
girl's name? Occupation.
That stripper one, dude. I forgot about that song. I try to forget about that song. There's a porno video I used to watch that is a music video of porn with that song on it. I was like, I can't hear that song anymore without getting,
aroused.
yeah.
Oh, man. See if I could make a quick list right now.
Okay, I've got it all shared. JoJo already in the chat talking shit about CM Punk. CM Punk's gonna win the Rumble. Oh man, when are these marks ever gonna learn? When are they gonna learn? All right. Okay.
Okay, now I'm ready.
You ready?
Are you ready, Hector?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Live from what are we calling this place again?
It's the Love Shack, fool.
But it's the other room.
It's Love Shack 2.
Love Shack
Turbo?
2? Oh. Hi.
Love Shack 2 Blue Chew.
Love Shack the quickie. Live from the Love Shack in an undisclosed location somewhere in Houston, Texas. It is the
near 290 in the Beltway.
It's the 2020 HWR Year in Review Special.
Da-da-da-da.
This is Abel.
This is Chris.
This is Hector.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We very much appreciate it. If you are watching this live, awesome. Log into your Google or YouTube account. That way you can chat along with us in the live chat. If you're not watching us live, you can still interact with us on Facebook, facebook.com/Houston Wrestling Radio, or on Twitter at H Wrestling Radio, and on Parler at, no, sorry, kidding.
I will admit, I downloaded the app just so I could give it a 1-star review.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh man, it is our year in review for 2020. It is January 10th of 2021. So usually we try to knock these out a little bit earlier in the year, but
no, we knock these out normally the last week of the new year, before the new year.
Yeah,
so it's not really a review episode because we're still in the same damn year.
Yeah, I think there was like one time where we did it like right after like January 2nd or something like that. But
possibly.
I don't know. It's a little bit later on than what we would normally do. And I think the main reason for that is our attention has been growing over the years to Wrestle Kingdom. So it's like we don't want to do Wrestle Kingdom and a year review all at the same time or whatever. But yeah, this is how we're rolling this year. So yeah, this is our 2020 year in review. So that being said, how are we going to kick things off, guys?
Man, 2020 was shit. So before we dig into the manure, let's go into the brighter time. January 2020, Royal Rumble is here. Worlds Collide is here. Wrestle Kingdom was a 2-night banger. AEW is going to new heights. Competition creates opportunity.
Yes.
January, February, the middle of March of 2020. How do you look at the state of pro wrestling as a whole?
Oh wow! Like towards the beginning of the year, I thought pro wrestling was going to be pretty interesting. Yeah, AEW was really kind of hitting on all gears. There was some cool stuff that happened at Royal Rumble, but then there was also a lot of not cool things that came out of Rumble and then going into Mania. That seems like always when you talk about WWE, right? Like you always got to take the good with the bad. But I didn't think it was going to be an exceptionally good year, but I was feeling good about myself, as a wrestling fan, so to speak.
I thought it was the spark that needed to happen on Wednesdays, because we were gonna get that somewhat. I felt like we were gonna get the resurgence of like a Monday Night Wars, but on Wednesday nights, and it's more.
It became a thing in 2020.
Yeah.
In the beginning of January.
People weren't even looking at Raw or SmackDown. They were going for the minor leagues, basically. Hey, we're gonna watch what you're gonna do on Wednesday nights, going head to head.
Yeah.
It was basically wrestling unfiltered.
Yes.
And even to give the devil its due, NXT was just as good as AEW some nights, if not better than some nights. 9 times out of 10, NXT and AEW were better than Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wrestle Kingdom, New Japan, every month they kick the year off with the bang. It's weird that the appreciation for live shows, watching these matches that we watched earlier today, because I was at 3 episodes of Dynamite in 2020.
Yeah.
And that was like in the first 2 months, and I haven't been to a wrestling show since. There's all these companies now. MLW's making a comeback. Impact's been steadily churning on. Ring of Honor's still putting up a fight. AEW, and then
earlier in the year we thought NWA was going to really make a splash, and they kind of were, because they had their own show. What was that? NWA Power, and because of all the COVID
another
stuff,
unfiltered show,
the throwback,
the old school show.
Yeah. So there was a lot going on going into 2020 that there in the world of wrestling, so to speak, that it looked like there's going to be a new horizon. I know that some of us, especially myself included, just didn't want to say, "Oh man, this is going to be awesome," because you always wanted to be a little guarded. You don't want to like throw all your chips in.
You don't want it to come back at you.
Yeah. But there was some things that could have been, pretty cool. There was reason to be optimistic, I guess you could say, at the beginning of the year.
A lot of reasons to be optimistic. Then March.
Yes.
What happened, Hector?
We got put on lockdown.
Fuck.
Yeah.
We got caged up.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we really have to go too much into that, because like if you're alive right now, you know what happened over the course of the year. We all know.
Raise your hand if you got COVID last year.
I did. Back. Yes. I mean, yeah, like we don't really need to beat a dead horse and say, "Oh yeah, COVID happened." Like
you can listen to the first 4 months of our episodes post COVID and see how we just like ran that to the ground. So
we all know what happened, right?
Yeah.
So what we really want to do here at the end of the year is just kind of go over all the stuff, knowing that the world was the way it was. Still reviewing as though it was any other year, because wrestling didn't really stop. It changed. It pivoted, but there's always wrestling on TV.
There was a shit ton of house shows on television.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So let's try to lift the spirits. We'll come back to some other things into the year that we could totally shit on. But for now, let's start with an upper. Who's your female of the year, Hector?
Believe it or not, I'm going to go with Bailey.
Oh, you bitch. You stole my pick.
Yes.
Okay.
Defend yourself.
Bailey's change from the year prior kind of transitioned to this year. And it got to the point that she became captivating in the way that, you know what, forget the whole happy thing. I'm going to show you who I can be. And then when they put her on that tag team with Sasha, we were all expecting there's going to be a turn. and it has to be Sasha to pull it. And unbeknownst to us, it's like, no, Bailey's the one that did it.
Yeah.
And it got captivating.
To be fair, the awkward stuff with Bailey happened in 2019, so we kind of left that behind. We're like, all right, moving on. We got Bailey as a heel versus Hero Lacey with the right arm at the Royal Rumble. We're going with this. Mm-hmm. So I better get used to Bailey being a Karen and just like run with it. Yeah. And man, she ran with it.
Yeah, she did run with it.
Yep. I'm assuming he took your pick.
He did take my pick,
so but you can embellish if you want.
Yeah, I kind of want to throw a little bit more on there, and I think this says less for Bailey and more of the state of women's wrestling in 2020 and the lack thereof of good picks of women's wrestling, because like when you look at AEW throughout the calendar year of 2020 kind of floundered. You know, I like Hikaru Shida. You know, I like Nyla Rose. I like Statlander, but none of them consistently throughout the year 2020 were like anything to write home about. So then when you try to look at, you know, the WWE, well, who, you know, at the beginning of the year, it was like all about Rhea Ripley, and it was all about Becky, and then Rhea Ripley, and then Becky, oh, she got pregnant, and then Charlotte went away for a long time. Well, what about Asuka? Asuka still mishandled. So who's left? Sasha and Bailey. And if I had to choose between who had a better year, I'd definitely say Bailey. This face turn that Sasha's had the last half of the year, it's like, the dropping the Snoop Dogg stuff, you know, that kind of sucks.
Talk about petty mayonnaise, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really her fault, but yeah, it's petty and it takes away from her shine. So, Bailey at the beginning of the year, yeah, a little weak. But then as the year went on, as fighting in front of nobody and fighting in front of the Thunderdome went on, she started to really develop this annoying character that made me want to boo her, which is her job. She's supposed to be booed, right? You're not supposed to like every heel. You're supposed to actually not like a heel. And I kind of... that's what I get from Bailey, and she's consistently been at the top the entire time, the entire calendar year 2020. So, yeah, Bailey is my pick almost by default, because who else?
I don't feel confident with this, but I'm going to just make a quick defense for it, because it's not the first time I've made this defense. Please. And even I don't think it's my top pick, but it has to be said. Is there any women out there in professional wrestling in general that want a men's title in WWE?
No.
Ever?
2020.
Oh, 2020. No.
How about Ring of Honor?
No.
How about AEW?
No.
How about Impact?
Yes.
Tessa. Short and sweet. I mean, she wanted to, I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but I saw it happen. Yeah. Scott and I were there.
Yeah.
You know, I had 6 shows in January that I went to. That was one of them, because I wanted to see. I will admit in front of everyone watching and everyone listening, I paid money because I wanted to see Tessa Blanchard beat some dude's ass.
Yeah.
And that counts for something. How the run went afterwards, she had a couple of matches with Michael Elgin and with Moose and a couple of other things that were going on. Yeah. And Taya. But then when COVID hit and they didn't really know what to do, I can also admit she mishandled that horribly.
Yeah. She mishandled it.
All of you would remember her right now.
Yeah.
If she had that run. Yeah. Instead of it going the way it went.
And this is, it's funny that you bring her up, because I completely forgot about her. 2020's been a long year, y'all. But like, I was such a supporter of Tessa, because we saw her second match ever live at the VFW in Cyprus at NWA Houston. Mm-hmm. So we were there like right from the beginning of her career. So, you know, that kind of same factor that I have with like Brennan and that attachment. It's like, oh, I had that with her, but everything with her was so mishandled after the rise skyrocket to the top, first, you know, woman ever to win Impact Heavyweight Championship, and all the waves that was creating. Holy shit. And then boom, it went all the way back down really quickly. And didn't some of that have to do with the speaking out and the Me Too stuff? And like, she was on the other side of that, and like the being accused side and not making accusations side.
The Me Too on her side was not so much of being of a sexist thing, but a racist thing.
That's what it was.
It didn't help that she was in Mexico at the time during COVID because she had married Daga.
Yeah.
And so the travel restrictions and everything, they asked Tessa, it's like, hey, at least do a promo, send us something so that we can keep this going. And she pretty much declined. And that was the point where Impact says, you know what, we're gonna have to cut you loose.
What was the thing though that she was accused of?
She called an African American wrestler the N-word
in Mexico or
I don't know where.
I thought it had something to do with Japan, but I don't remember.
It was some backstory when she was doing Women of Wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. All I remember is that like after that those rumors came out, she was just like canceled.
Yeah. Even though people came to her defense, there were people of color, but still by that time it was
damage had been done.
Yeah. If I had to go a little more realistic, I still love seeing Asuka on my television. She still had the title. She beat Sasha. She beat Bailey. She beat everybody that they put her in front of. She's probably gonna lose the belt to Charlotte. We'll go to our predictions in a little bit.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
I mean, I want my pick to be Asuka. I really do, but I think Bailey had more of an impact over the course of the entire year.
And I think the other issue
sucks.
I think the other issue with me is like the last at least 4 months, I have not watched an entire episode of Raw or SmackDown. So I don't have the whole year ride with Asuka or with Sasha or with Bailey to be like, you know what? I'm sticking with this pick as far as anybody from WWE goes.
Okay.
At least from the main roster.
That's fair.
How about your male of the year, Abel?
So I'm gonna go with Bray Wyatt. From January to December, I'm interested in Mr. Rogers Bray Wyatt or Fiend Bray Wyatt, whatever's going on. I'm fucking interested in him.
The Colonel's extra crispy.
Yes,
Bray Wyatt?
yes. Even like right now, like after the fucking flame, like I'm tuning in so I could see what's going to happen with
that pick at all.
I'm tuning in to see what's going to happen with Bray, even when he's not on the screen and it's Alexis talking for Bray, like
and orgasming for Bray. You saw that wet spot she left in the ring. I've only done that like twice to girls.
Yeah, no, but like beginning to end, when we were there at the Royal Rumble, what besides the Rumble match?
Fiend and Bray and Daniel Bryan.
Fuck yeah. And then Fiend,
they gave a friend of mine's daughter seizures. She had to leave. She had to leave because the whole presentation.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's just no joke. Especially when you're on the nosebleeds at the juice box.
And I can't say that about anybody else that's been at the top of the mountain for WWE. Like I can't really say that about Drew, even though they really pushed Drew a whole lot. I can see you making an argument, but like he's been kind of on the back burner. He's been the secondary champ in my eyes. You can't say that about Seth because Seth was there for half a year and has been MIA. I have one person that I hope one of you guys pick because I think an argument needs to be made for this person, but I'll save that and I'm going to stick with my pick of being Bray.
Do you have a champion as your male of the year?
Actually, yes. And it's going to be weird because I usually don't even think about this person, but I have to go with Roman Reigns.
Oh,
believe it or not, yeah.
The heel turn.
Okay.
Okay. So 5 months is enough for you.
Yes,
because he was gone. He was gone through COVID, so he had to make sure he was fine.
Pre-COVID, he had somewhat of a story going into Mania,
and we were liking his stuff. He was finally turning that babyface corner after beating the hell out of Corbin.
Yeah.
So we were starting to cheer for him, and he was supposed to fight Goldberg at Mania.
And he's gone.
And so he's back.
But when he came back and we actually got what we wanted of why don't they turn Roman heel? It happened, and I'm like, all right.
Blink if you miss it because it didn't happen at a pay-per-view. It happened like at a throwaway segment at the end of SmackDown backstage. And you wouldn't even think, I don't know if that's a Roman heel turn or a Heyman face turn.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's
It wasn't
And
until
that-
after
and
the
that-
match.
yeah.
and
It wasn't until after.
and that was the
match.
captivating part. That okay, Heyman is with him. Why? Okay, you got my attention. But then now we started seeing why and who he became. I'm like, all right,
It's working.
he got me. He got me watching his segments on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have to go with Roman.
All right.
Man, I'm gonna go the Abel route.
Okay.
Because I've got some names here out of the 5 names that I have here.
Names.
Contenders.
Multiple.
My pick
Okay.
is Hangman Adam Page.
What? Okay.
That's a guy.
Hangman.
Again, I've went to 3 episodes of Dynamite. 2 of them this year, 2020. One was at the tail end of 2019 in Corpus. Hangman Adam Page drinking beer with the group. COVID came around and it was hand wash. And him doing the email memo about, hey, I'm gonna drink by myself, but let's do it out of safety or whatever. He was the catalyst in Stadium Stampede. Are you with us? Are you against us? Are we still tag champs? Are we still buddies? Or we're gonna fight each other?
Okay.
That led the whole year until October, November, when Omega and Paige were in the finals for number 1 contender.
Okay.
He was relevant all year. Who chants cowboy shit?
Yeah.
Everyone, every week.
Okay.
It's new. It's
Okay.
fresh. It's a new guy that's hanging with the established guys, bro.
Honestly, I was gonna pick him, but I think for me, he fit more the criteria as a breakout star.
Oh,
I think that started last year. I mean, 2019 was his breakout year. 2020, he's up there.
But more towards like a singles. Because you gotta remember 2019, he started as a single but ended up as a tag.
Yeah. Reluctantly.
Really, yes.
well, okay. If you want to go that route, let me throw out the one that I was hoping one of you guys would pick and make an argument for. Kenny Omega. Like it seems like that, okay, yeah, let's not give it to LeBron and let's see if we can pick somebody else as the MVP, because of course it is LeBron, but we'll just throw one the way of James Harden. No, but Kenny Omega, start to finish, beginning of the year to end of the year, he was relevant. He was always relevant. You could say that he wasn't main event because he was doing the tag team stuff.
But he was putting people over.
He was putting people over, yeah. He is the only person, correct me if I'm wrong, he's the only person in our matches of the year that appears twice. I don't think there was anybody else that we watched today in our matches of the year that repeated. Mm-hmm. So if you're in 2 matches of the year, that says something.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's too obvious to pick Kenny, but maybe it's not too obvious.
It's weird because Kenny doesn't really stand out until the last quarter of the year where he finally wins the belt.
Yes.
But if you look at the whole year, people were still going batshit for Moxley. People paid to see Moxley beat Jericho for the title.
Yeah.
People paid yen to see Moxley defend the U.S. title in New Japan.
Okay, yeah.
Which he still has. And I'm surprised neither one of us went for him first. If AEW and NXT are the 2 brands that we've been watching more than anyone else, and we never, or Adam Cole. We didn't even look at Adam Cole. At UE is still the shit, you know? He's in our match of the year. Could have been twice if we put that War Games match in there.
True.
You know? I even got MJF on here.
I mean, he did run for 2020
and won. He won a title shot.
Yeah,
he trash talked a dead dude's kid the week after his dad died, and people still bought it.
Hey,
like no one killed him for it because that's what he is.
He became such good of a heel that he even won a Bryan award.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he sure did.
Mm-hmm.
Recognized outside of wrestling for that.
You know, Hector, I'm sorry if I'm going out of the order you want to do, but Hector, you brought up a good point about Hangman, and I could see where that can be refuted, but you were thinking he was more of breakout star of the year. So I have also in the live chat, JoJo, he mentioned as his superstar of the year, my pick as breakout of the year, which is
Keith Lee. He's on my list. He's not my top, but
he's my top breakout of the year. Now, again, you could kind of argue, well, this isn't really his breakout year because of 2019, this and that. But no, man, Keith Lee got called up to the main roster. Yes, he was in NXT last year and had a great showing at Survivor Series and all that. But now that he got called up, this year is his year to be the breakout star. That's at least my pick. If y'all want to argue against it, I totally understand.
The booking once he got to the main roster was just so bad that I completely he's like on the bottom of my list.
It's like I mentioned, was it 2 episodes ago, that WWE made me dislike Keith Lee already because of the bad booking.
Yeah. So change his music, change his tights, shave his goatee. He changed his nickname. He's not Limitless anymore. They don't even mention that on television. Yeah, let's take everything that he made that made him great in NXT and kill it.
And then take him back to NXT to relearn the shit he learned.
So who would be your breakout stars then?
Orange Cassidy.
Orange breakout?
He broke out with Jericho, that 3-match feud. Him finally speaking. This is the part that made me so depressed about 2020. On all companies, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW, there were so many moments that happened that if it happened in front of 10, 15, 20,000 people, everyone would have lost their shit. It would have been a unanimous colonics. It would have been that bad. Like everybody. And that's one right there. That promo where he finally spoke. And Eric Bischoff's like, he wins the debate. He didn't say shit. He just said one sentence. And but his matches, the freaking the Mimosa Mayhem match, he has his own match already.
The match with him and Pac.
Yes. That's the one that caught my attention.
He's gonna try. He's gonna try.
He even made Pac kind of break.
Yeah.
When he kept rolling to one side of the ring, and then Pac would meet him, and they would roll back to the other side of the ring and meet him again. I give you that. But honestly, my breakout of the year has to, if there's a way, I want to split it into 2.
Go.
Okay.
And it's a collaboration because for me, when he arrived, it's like, all right, I'm finally going to see what he wanted to do. And it was Brody Lee.
Oh.
Okay.
And the reason why I say is a collaboration, John Silver.
More than Reynolds. More than
Yes.
Reynolds. I'll give you that.
John Silver, just the fact that even in all segments on TV and even going into BTE, they had a freaking chemistry of
the papers.
Brody would do something, and then John Silver would go, "Yes, Mr. Brody, you're the best, and Brody just come out, "Shut up, Brennan." But
we got chilies.
How about JoJo in the live chat says Darby. Okay, yeah, cool. Darby. I mean, would that be breakout this year? 2020?
That was last year. His match with Cody.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay.
And honestly, here's another thing to add to Brody Lee. His matches with Cody were the ones that elevated me on that.
Mm.
If I got a 1A, it's a guy that lasted all year. Saw him put up a fucking burner of a match in a steel cage against Cody. Wardlow. Slowly with the MJF stuff, maybe teasing the turn, and then the friction with Inner Circle and him and Jake Hager. Dude, there's a lot of potential there for Wardlow to be some beef.
Yes.
For 21, especially if we end up getting back in front of crowds. Don't be surprised if you start hearing face reactions for Wardlow and still getting heel reactions for MJF at the same time because of what he put up a good year this year.
Yeah.
Low key, because he didn't have a lot of marquee shit, but the stuff that he did, he made real good use of it. At least to me.
There's another one I want to throw out. Maybe we can move away from breakout. This one is kind of interesting. Ricky Starks.
Ooh.
You think Ricky Starks? Because I mean, his career in
his
AEW
debut with Cody was solid,
and all of that was in 2020. Everything he's done has been 2020. It's like, especially here in Texas, right? Because he's a Texas wrestler, right? He's from the Indies.
You have a bit of an attachment with Ricky.
Well, there's a bit of attachment, and also there's a bit of oh yeah, he actually debuted this year, because in my head it's like, oh yeah, that was the guy that got tuna salad stuck in his ear by Ryback in 2016, and oh yeah, we've seen him in the Texas scene, for years and years and years. So in my head, I don't think breakout star, because in my head he's established and just is finally getting a shot. But to the rest of the world, he's a breakout star. This is the first time everybody's ever known anything about.
Even prior to AEW, he was with NWA.
I was just about to say that he had some pretty good matches in NWA.
Him as a television champion, I think, right?
He was a TV champ.
Yeah.
I would label him more as a breakout for next year. I mean, someone to watch for next year. He's on that list for me. Premature. I want to say the opposite of prematurely, because I have that same bias that we've seen him wrestle at the DFW. I've seen him on NWA television. I've seen him in a small stage. I saw him, even though there wasn't a lot of people watching it, I saw him on a bigger stage on Dynamite. But damn, there's a lot of people in that class of breakout. A lot.
I would really like to see how he would fare in front of real life humans, right?
Yeah. Especially with the Team Taz gimmick. It's working. Yeah. Literally, he's coming, and I don't mean to put them on the same fucking category, on the same fucking pedestal, but if we're going Nation of Domination, he looks like the guy that's gonna fuck over Taz, and in the process be running away from the two big bosses in the team. For thinking he can be on his own. Yeah. I'm surprised this guy's on our match of the year list, and we've never seen him before. I'm surprised neither one of y'all brought up Pat McAfee. Is it just 2 matches? Is that it?
Yeah. And that's when we're going to talk about the match of the year. We're going to talk a little bit. At least I'm going to talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we're hopping around, breakout female.
I got one.
Okay.
Shit, I just had her name on the mouth. Adam Cole's girl.
That's the top of my list. Britt Baker. DMD.
She was she wasn't starting off the year good, but once
she was doing some of those promos, she wasn't that comfortable on the mic. Her ring work was getting a little rusty. Part of that's AEW. They didn't use her in the ring every week.
Yeah,
well, she got hurt too. But
once she got injured,
her
promo skills started going up.
Everything.
Yeah. As soon as she came back, when she came back with that ruthlessness, and then kind of you can even say it, reinventing the man of the claw.
Yeah.
Into her profession is like,
that's brilliant.
That is great.
I kind of wanted it, like, if you asked this in like June or July, I've been like, oh yeah, this is easy. Statlander, right?
I just removed her from my list while he was talking, because she only had like 3 months, and then she got hurt, and she's been gone.
She's gone. Yeah. So
and she had a lot of momentum coming into this year.
I got 2 other ones.
Go for it, please.
Before you spit that one out, you've already spoken a bit about it. I want to embellish some more. Again, I'm not trying to put these two on the same pedestal, but it reminded me of the Attitude Era, when you had somebody like Steve Austin that you really wanted to put the cart behind him and have him tow it for the company. And then he got hurt. And the one thing they did with him that they really haven't done with a lot of other people, even now in WWE at least, they kept the camera in front of him. He was still cutting promos. He stunnered JR. He stunnered Sergeant Slaughter. He stunnered Jerry Lawler. He stunnered Vince McMahon, and it was fucking over with.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that AEW gave that effort to Britt Baker, even though she was hurt, and they stuck the camera in front of her. The promo of her towing the little weight as a workout, adding Rebel as an extra mouthpiece. And
all this shit talking with Shivani.
Interviewer.
Yeah. Dude, the segment on Dynamite where she was on the back of the truck and she had that little thing from Starbucks and she passed notes to him.
Yeah.
They did so much. And you bet if they wouldn't have done that to her, she wouldn't be where she is right now.
Yeah.
So the fact that they wanted her on television to keep working on it. There's people there on that roster right now that should have some of that attention too, so that they can come up. Like, if you water Swole a little bit more, she can grow.
Yeah.
But the fact that they did that with her leads me to believe that they're willing to do that if the opportunity arises again.
Yeah.
Because you want to see her. And oh my God, again, you guys have already said it, but right now at the top of my head, That's the first one I think of, Britt.
Yeah.
What about? Thank you, Jojo, for this suggestion. Thunder Rosa. No, I really like Thunder Rosa.
I will see your Thunder Rosa, and I will raise you Serena Deeb.
As Breakout, though, we're still talking about Breakout. Serena Deeb has been on the scene for a long time.
Deonna Purrazzo.
Oh,
still as Breakout, though.
Yes, because again, underutilized in one part, and as soon as she got let go and started going into Impact, she started captivating.
Okay, here, let me help you. Enough to forget. I forgot about Serena Deeb after she left the Straight Edge Society. I forgot about Purrazzo because they had used her a handful here and there. All I remember was she had the little Ferrari logo for her name.
Yeah.
That's all I remembered. So when she showed up on Impact, I was like, oh, I remember her. Let me see what's going on. Ooh, look at them hips. Oh, I'm gonna watch this match. Oh, she's the champ now. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
okay.
you almost. I think you're at the cream of the crop there.
Even if you don't want to go with that, I'll raise you Io Shirai. Because for me, when the whole title thing happened between Charlotte and Rhea, and
Io was still the heel. You didn't know what to do with her.
Yeah, she continued being the heel, continued progressing her story, and then came back into the title picture and took that title and ran with it
without changing her character. She's the same nutso.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, the last one I'm gonna throw out, and I think this one's gonna be my pick, is Raquel Gonzalez.
Really?
Yeah.
That was not what I was thinking.
Oh no? No?
Wow.
Go for it, Raquel Gonzalez.
I just really like Raquel, and I don't know why.
She could definitely be the man in our relationship.
Oh, same girl. God damn. Oh, please. But yeah,
Happy
dude.
International Women's Day.
Oh,
when we get there.
Deadpool style?
Unlike Deadpool, I'll be wearing the plug the week before just to make sure it's ready. I know that shit hurts the first time.
I know that she's been like around for a while, and like I think she ramped up throughout the year. It was like, oh, just somebody behind the scenes. She was in the Mae Young Classic, you know, and
she's doing house shows.
She did okay here and there, and she didn't really have a whole lot of personality. They tried to give her a fucking Texan gimmick and the fucking cowboy
second
hat
generation. They went with that.
They tried to do that, and then like now she was with what's her name as her backup? Dakota. Yes, thank you. She was with Dakota. Oh, she's the enforcer. Oh, she's a backup. Oh, she could actually get in the ring. Oh, fuck. She could actually fuck people up, and she's not that bad. Like,
she beat Rhea.
Yeah.
Twice.
Like, woo, her stock just went up and up and up throughout the year. So I think that's going to be my pick as far as breakout female.
You didn't have a breakout when I told you that we're going to have this category for the women, and I told you a hometown girl from Texas.
I thought you meant Raquel.
I was thinking going Jordan Grace.
She's not breakout though. Right? Because her star started shining in 2019, didn't it?
No. If you're having to ask, then it didn't.
Oh. Yeah. Fuck it, Jordan Grace.
And she was in the All-In Battle Royal 2 years ago. So she's been a thing, but now for a while she was the thing in Impact in the women's division.
Wasn't she in the first pay-per-view of AEW and the females?
I want to say so.
Battle Royal kind of thing?
I want to say so. In 2019, yeah.
Yeah. Tag teams.
Tag team of the year. Oh, fuck. Again, I don't want to say this because it's like picking LeBron as MVP every year. But Bucks? Young Bucks? I mean, they're still the Bucks. They're still super kick parties. Still put on fucking 5-star matches with anyone. You know? And they've been relevant all year. It seems like not a sexy pick.
Team that didn't have the belts all year, you're picking the Young Bucks.
I mean, I guess.
I'll go and challenge yours.
Please challenge me because this feels wrong.
I'll have to
wrong.
I'll have to go with Omega Hammer for me.
Oh,
because they're again the whole story. You were looking for the breakup already.
Yeah,
but they captivated you of they're a tag team and they're trying to work together, but there's still a little shade here of, nah, you're better friends with the Bucks than actually being with your partner. Then when it happened, it's like, all right, it captivated me tag team wise throughout the whole year and gave me what I wanted.
I would say that would be my pick too, but just as a taster's choice, I'm going to throw a team out there that you guys might not be expecting, but they were pretty dominant for most of 2020. They had some good matches. They had a great match against Motor City Machine Guns. And I'm going with the North.
Yes!
The fucking North. Josh Alexander, Ethan Page. They made that tag team division relevant to the point that the Good Brothers had to show up.
Yeah.
So,
They were kicking around the Rascals and everybody all over the place.
Got to give some love to the North.
Yes, I agree. You do have to give some love to the North. What about, and again, this might be a little bit old hat. What about the New Day? I mean, again, relevant all year long. I think they've had, their title shots. They've had titles. Even with them finally fucking split up, kinda. It's
the split you've always wanted.
The split
they
that I wanted.
Got it so far. They got it right.
They've got it right. So I have to give them props for that. And they're still a unit, even though Big E's off doing his own thing on SmackDown, and you got the other two on Raw. They're still the fucking New Day. So
if you're gonna share some of that love with the New Day, then I'm gonna go out on a limb. Again, this is another team I wasn't expecting to say, but it just popped into my head. Imperium. Bartel and Eichner, killing it on both sides of the ocean.
All right,
and obviously because they stuck around in NXT here, so they're making good use of them. So I'd say that I'd give them some shine too. Speaking of which, stable.
So
it's okay to be sentimental.
I think I'm gonna go with the Inner Circle. They have been entertaining every single time that I've seen them on my TV. And any combination of all of them, right? If it's just
and they added two more, and it still works.
Yeah. If it's just Santana and Ortiz, or if it's Jericho and Guevara, or if it's MJF and fucking
Wardlow.
Jericho.
Oh yeah.
Wardlow and Hager doing their thing, like. Any combination of them has been fucking entertaining, one way or the other, and
the steak dinner,
and
the weekend in Vegas,
longevity.
I love the weekend in Vegas. That was hilarious.
Pretty much the whole year, pretty much all of 2020, they've been a thing. So I gotta make an argument for them for the Inner Circle.
Okay, so if you're gonna go Inner Circle, then I'm gonna make an argument for a team that I was not expecting. A team that reluctantly made me watch this damn product.
I think we have the same pick.
Hurt Business.
Yep.
That's a good pick.
Hurt Business. Mm-hmm. There were heels. They're just beating people up. They're beating up the same people twice a week on the same show, to the point that you don't know what the fuck they're doing. And then out of the blue, hey, we need more black people in here. Let's get Cedric. Holy fuck, does Cedric fucking fit? And then with Retribution, Hurt Business. Oh, okay, now Hurt Business is actually a big deal. Oh, wait, I remembered Lashley was a motherfucking badass.
Yeah.
And Shelton. I don't know what the fuck that dude's drinking, but he's like back in the Attitude Era. He's still killing it. And I never thought I would care about that group at all. Until Retribution came out, I was like, oh, fuck these guys. Hurt Business. Yeah, Hurt Business. I'm gonna give it to them.
For me, what made me watch them was when they got tired of all the losing.
Mm-hmm.
The only good thing that came out of Raw Underground was when they went in there and whooped everybody.
Yeah. And Lashley was like, who wants next? Yeah. Oh.
And Shane was like, hey.
You're good. You're good.
We own this shit.
Yeah.
And then after that, Raw Underground kind of then just disappeared.
For me, it's a tie with Inner Circle and Hurt Business. And since he had already got Inner Circle, I'll give Hurt Business a jab at it.
So who's your pick then, Hector?
Same thing.
Hurt Business? Okay.
I'll give a nod out to LIJ for me.
Okay.
And if you want to go overseas because of the whole story.
Oh, there's a lot of that happened this year. Yeah. Oh, God.
You had their heavyweight leader as a champion. You had one of their members split go to the enemy. You had their junior be champion and challenge the leader for their belts at the same time. And then you finally have one of the stars that they've been kind of hesitating to pull the trigger on finally show up and do something.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also have the supporting cast, which is Ibushi, but he's starting to do something too. So I'll give a nod out to them.
So any love for the Dark Order?
I'm gonna keep an eye out for them next year.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. This year,
it's odd. It's odd that I mention this because they're on television. They're portrayed as like the weird cult,
right?
On BTE, there's something completely different.
Yes,
and oddly enough, and I don't want to say this as a derogatory, but the passing of Brody Lee might be the switch that turns them full-time baby faces, and you want to support them, support their cause. Maybe have them find other people to help their cause. Hangman needs some friends.
Well, did you see the last episode?
I didn't see the last episode, but I saw where like Hangman showed up to the party and everybody had the cowboy hats and they're playing guns and Hangman shot everyone and they're all laying there and Hangman's like, "Thanks, guys," and then they all wake up and was like, "Fuck, we forgot to ask him to join the group." It's this weird bipolar thing with Dark Order, and hopefully they can find a middle.
Since the passing of Brody Lee, the most recent episode that the way they started off, what they did, the whole tribute of behind the scenes tribute. The last image you find on the video before the whole BT bit start is all the inner circle kind of huddled up in their area, sad, quiet, and then you just see Hangman pull up and, "Can I sit with you?" And that's where it stays. They just go pitch black. So it's like, okay, you found the sense of direction because story-wise in BTE, Brody Lee wanted Hangman since the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even when he was going through that whole kind of moody era, now that of his passing, you have Hangman there to fill that some type of void over there.
And then you got fucking -1 whooping people's ass, so
that part's weird. and there's gonna be two different conversations we're about to have on this. The first one is from what I've seen on television, why is -1 with FTR? Because -1 came out on Dark last week, a couple of weeks ago, and talked smack about freaking
Marco Stunt.
About Marco Stunt. Marco Stunt getting bitched out by a 9-year-old his height and did a better job on the stick than Marco Stunt. Because right now Jungle Express is feuding with FTR, and so when I saw him come out talking smack to Mark, I was like,
but he's not with FTR.
I want him to be with Dark Order. I want him to be like the Prince where he actually grows.
He's the new one. He's the new Exalted one.
They gave the kid an actual fucking contract. I think when they first announced that they gave this kid the contract, I was expecting, oh, that's awesome. Let him go through school when he's 18, 19, ready to get in the business. You can break him out through Dark and have him evolve as a character. No, we got him on fucking TV now. Which I don't mind. I know people that bitch about Marco Stunt already are gonna have so much fuel to burn fucking this little kid.
Oh yeah, Cornette's gonna hate it.
Yeah, but for right now, it works.
Yeah,
I get it. This literally a kid living out his dream. You're basically getting it, legit.
Yeah,
watch him grow up like we saw the Hardys go from door jerkers at King of the Ring to WrestleMania 17, falling off of shit. Watch him grow. Well, like literally fucking Truman Show in pro wrestling.
Yeah,
almost. I'm down with that.
I agree.
So hopefully 21's the year for Dark Order.
And there you go. That's your valid point right there. The dad led them to this side. What is the kid gonna lead him to?
Oh, yeah. Kylo.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
There you go.
God damn. Talk about fucking long-term booking. This kid's 9 years old. He
have you actually seen the memes out
and
there?
Fucking
no.
10 years.
With the kid from Mania 34.
Yeah. It's either the match with him or Hardy already booking Brody Lee Jr. versus
Maxwell.
Oh God, God damn.
Oh my God.
So I think like he may also take the Vicky Guerrero spot in the sense of like he's the one that actually now has a job to support the family after the wrestler passed, you know, because it's apparently not going to be
at least half the roster's already vowed to take care of the kid anyway.
Yeah,
you know,
and that's not even including just being AEW. You're hearing it from the other side, the WWE side, you know. And I think AEW is already paying out the rest of his contract, of Brody Lee's contract, to the family.
If the kid's willing to actually do the thing and wrestle and stuff, cool.
Go for it.
Let him.
It works for Jungle Boy. I love Jungle Boy because he can't stack up to most of the roster and he still pulls it up.
Oh man,
rivalry of the year.
Man, I'm not too sure about this one. I don't think there was any big, awesome rivalries that lasted all of 2020. But I'm gonna just grab one and see where we go from here. And that's gonna be Inner Circle versus the Elite. I don't think that lasted the whole year, right? That was maybe about like what, 4 months?
It lasted most of the year before.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Orange Cassidy against Chris Jericho. You had 3 matches.
Okay.
And every week or every other week, you know, they beat the hell out of Cassidy. Cassidy dumps them in orange juice. You have the debate, the tag matches with Santana and Ortiz against Best Friends. You know, that all that was spawned from Jericho Cassidy, and I think that lasted long enough for me to count it. So that's one. I've got a couple more, but if you got one off the top of your head,
I really don't think I have one other than
you mentioned him earlier as your male of the year. How about the
Roman
against the Usos in general?
When he came back, I would put that there, but at the same time, I think I would probably go, if this is the case, I would go with Cole McAfee.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a good pick too.
Yeah,
just because of the story that's been told throughout. It was basically WWE's long-term booking without them even knowing.
Yeah.
So it became relevant.
It wasn't that long, but goddamn, Moxley and Kingston. Those promos.
Oh man!
Look at his face. Got him.
I was gonna put honestly. I was gonna put Kingston as the breakout star also, but just because it happened later part of the year, it didn't fit that criteria. But when he got that opportunity, he ran with it, and he
got a fucking title shot. He main evented a pay-per-view,
a contract.
Yeah,
I
wouldn't say he's breakout though, because he was the fucking leader of LAX for like all of 2019.
The new LAX.
Yeah. But still, like.
But if a tree falls in the forest, then everyone's deaf.
Exactly.
That's going to be the debate of a lot of people that don't watch everything like I have, and you've tried to, and you're getting there. If I'm going to go late in the year, I'm going to just throw this one out there. Lana against the announce table. 8 weeks, 9 weeks in a row.
You know, I'm going to pull a page out of your book, though. Sami Callihan versus Tessa Blanchard.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long. It was like the first 3 months, but
they had like 3-4 matches.
That's bleed over from like that was half of 2019.
Yeah.
And then like the first 2 or 3 months of 2020. But still, a lot of these rivalries didn't last that long anyway.
Yeah.
So
it was so hard to have rivalries because of COVID restrictions and travel restrictions. It looked like Pac was going to have a couple of main event feuds with who knows who, but then he got stuck in the UK.
Yeah.
So Pac's trajectory just like went because of COVID.
I think what scared me more with Pac was that they were going to add fucking Excalibur and do the Death Square.
The Death Square?
That was an April Fool's joke
Oh
that AEW
God.
did. That Pac had invited over Excalibur, and they renamed the group the Death Square because there's 4 people.
Oh Lord! Hurt Company versus Ricochet is what JoJo says in the live chat.
Why, Ruby?
Segment of the year. Segment/promo of the year.
I mean, can I just go for the easy one?
Yeah.
Jericho and MJF at the fucking what was it? Debonair dinner Debonair. I mean, come on. I mean, is there really anything else that we're going to debate besides this? They were fucking singing and dancing in a ballroom.
But
they won awards.
There's wrestling fans that don't want to watch Dancing with the Stars on their television, and there's still no guarantee that word is actually real.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with you're giving off an obvious clue here. I'm surprised you didn't mention it because I've been hooked by it all. I still watch the fucking promo, and it happened in fucking January. R-Truth getting into the Royal Rumble, and then when he found out it was Lesnar getting out of the Royal Rumble, he broke Brock. Brock was laughing so hard he turned purple like he was wrestling Angle, and he was just standing there. He broke Brock and Heyman to the point that Brock wanted to work with R-Truth after that. If it weren't for COVID, we would have got something with Truth and Lesnar. That promo, oh my God, look at this. I bet you can't see it. We might not be in HD. Fuck that fucking promo, dude. And the crowd, and he went off with the crowd on and on and on. And the crowd started doing it. And God.
That was some good stuff.
That was my pick also.
Really?
Yes.
Man, give me some. Yes.
Son of a bitch.
And then 1A, so I had tears of laughter watching R-Truth cut that promo. I had tears of joy when Becky announced her pregnant. Becky forfeited the title because she was pregnant. Yeah, and Asuka went from heel to babyface like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. And now the other side. Yeah. A lot of stuff. The best thing about pro wrestling is when it's organic, when it's not booked, when it's not told to you, when it's real. You stand next to Brock Lesnar, you don't want to fight Brock Lesnar because that shit's real. He will kill you before you hit the ground.
Yep.
Becky having to leave the business that she loves the most as a kid because she got pregnant to start her own family. Oh, you can't script that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have my other, I'm guessing as a runner-up, and it just happened recently. The promo that Heyman did with Biggie.
Talking smack,
yes.
leaving.
Yeah.
Later on, you're gonna find out that Roman, the Shield became a footnote to Roman.
Oh no, yeah. At the end of the, he was like, you're gonna realize the New Day was just a stepping stone. Look at Roman right now. Who's talking about the Shield?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
He also cut a similar promo a couple of weeks later, putting over Bianca Belair. Holy fuck, did he put over Belair on Talking Smack? Yeah. I got a few more. Y'all might not remember it because it
is this segment or promo of the year?
Either one.
Okay. It's all together.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want clarification.
So the TNT title tournament started, and they opened that episode of Dynamite with Cody in the Batcave with all those computers, putting over every single person in that tournament on why they deserve to be there. And then at the very end, put himself over just a little bit more than them, which is what you're fucking supposed to do. That's the Rhodes 101. That's not for somebody else. That's for you. Yeah. That's what you do. And he masterfully. God, I loved it. Yeah. The pre-fight with Mox and Kingston when they're at each other's face and they can't touch each other, talking about their family.
Apologize to your mom.
Keep
talking about my mama.
My mama gave me this chain. Oh my God. Moment of the year. Basically, something happened in front of the television and you went, oh my God.
Oh, man.
Can I start it off?
Go ahead, please.
Evil flipping on LIJ.
Yeah, that's the first thing I said when it happened.
Really? Winning the what was it?
So it was the finals of the New Japan Cup.
Yes.
It was Naito and Evil, and Evil legit beat Naito, and so Naito goes up and puts the hand to congratulate him, and Evil puts up and beats the shit out. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
And it means something because the next night he won the belt. He won both the belts. Yeah.
Man, I'm having a hard time pulling out any oh my God moment.
Matt Hardy doesn't die.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Come on,
that's
now.
Right. No, you're right.
Oh
Matt Hardy doesn't die.
His head bounced like a check.
Here's what my problem was. My problem was I was trying to think of, oh my God, that's awesome. Not, oh my God, I wish I didn't see that. Yeah, I blocked that shit out from my memory. That's definitely an oh my God moment.
Hell, Darby almost dying with that powerbomb from
from Cage.
From Cage.
Yeah.
Him in the bag. And get him.
No, when he fell off the ladder trying to do some stunt with a skateboard and botched all that. That was in the same match.
Okay, if I was trying to find a happy one, this was my happy one. Thank you for jogging my memory with Matt Hardy backstage. Sammy Guevara running away from the goddamn golf cart.
Once or twice.
The first time I get hit with a golf cart. Palo, and then I was like, he got hit with a golf cart. That made me that was oh my God. That was hilarious.
I'm gonna lump all of it together.
Okay.
WrestleMania being 2 nights in front of nobody.
Okay.
Just the whole timeline of shutdown, pandemic, shutdown, business, stadiums closed, schedule, moving people out. We have enough stuff to make it. We're doing 2 nights. What the fuck? 2-night mania.
WWE Improv.
Yeah.
That's what we came.
And again, devil is due. They made the best of a bad situation. There was some good stuff on both of those nights. But the fact that it was actually a 2-night, man, nobody had that on their bingo.
Would you consider
Go ahead.
the Firefly Funhouse match as a oh my God moment?
As a moment, no. I'm surprised that didn't make our. You know what? I'm surprised neither of the Mania matches, cinematic matches, made our match of the year because I would have made a case for either one of them.
Same here.
But there was so much on WrestleMania that we all liked, and we couldn't.
That nobody
we couldn't make up our mind on one.
I guess I would. For me, that's why I asked that question because that Firefly Funhouse match basically solidified that John Cena is not going to return. He's gone,
and he has been gone all year.
And
rumor has it we're getting Bray versus Orton the same way at Rumble.
Yeah,
another Firefly Funhouse match.
So I'm like, okay, if he's gone,
maybe we get a return to Cena and Orton, like replaying their history as a scene in the Firefly Funhouse match.
And he's trapped in limbo.
Yeah, he's in the negative zone.
Yeah.
How about this one? Oh my God. Aleister Black and Rey Mysterio getting murdered by getting thrown off a Titan Tower at the Money in the Bank.
Have I even seen Aleister Black since? Like they repackaged him for a cup of coffee. Now he's gone because his wife opens her mouth.
Yeah. Like at the time when we're like, okay, they're doing the cinematic shit, but really, did they just kill off 2 characters? Like, how are they going to play this off? Like we knew it was just from like one. That's thing to the other,
you know what?
Seriously.
That's another match that I could have made a decent case for match of the year because it was so out there that that the Money in the Bank was in the building, climbing the corporate ladder, and having both of them at the same time. That was so different.
Let me add to that one. You could probably say, "Oh my God!" moment. Old boy winning the briefcase.
Oh, don't remind
That's
me.
True. No, the oh my God moment is homeboy getting the briefcase back.
No.
Otis. You mean Otis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit, don't remind me. I'm trying to forget that. Drop the hammer. Disappointments of the year.
Matt Hardy's story on AEW.
Damn.
Wow.
Explain. Divulge. I need to hear this.
This is another thing that COVID affected. But overall, we were all thinking he's going to be the Exalted One.
Oh, and then he wasn't.
He wasn't. And then he tried to recreate or kind of reuse and repackage his broken gimmick. Yeah. To an audience that it got to the point that they got tired of it. It gave some bright moments with the return of version 1 and the Mad Facts and Matt Hardy doesn't die kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
and Jericho offering the drone a shirt.
Yeah. And overall, but overall, the story is like,
you know what?
Yeah,
I'm gonna agree with that because even with Orange Cassidy, you could suspend your disbelief a little bit. Because remember, AEW was not supposed to be the alternative to sports entertainment. It was supposed to be real. It was supposed to be actual professional wrestling.
Yeah.
But when you bring in Matt Hardy and the drone and him moving like shit, like teleporting and all that, and changing characters, that's when you're like, all right, you're officially competing with WWE because you're doing WWE shit.
Yeah.
You know, I'll give you that. Yeah. If you're going Matt Hardy, fuck it. I'm gonna go Retribution.
the hacker.
Yeah.
I can appreciate them trying to tie that in. Execution was horrible, dude.
Yeah.
And I want to say that, obviously.
Because of Brennan.
Yeah.
Right? I'm glad Brennan's on TV. I'm glad he's getting work. I'm glad he's on the main
event
event
at Raw.
You know, yeah. Yeah. How about this one for a disappointment? Raw Underground. What the fuck was that? That was some bullshit. So
you're on that island, bro. I liked it. I wanted more of it.
It was actually.
I wanted more of it.
Okay,
I wanted to see Riddle there. I wanted to see Lashley
Here's
there.
your
Hell,
disappointment.
tease me Lesnar.
Here's your disappointment with it. Where you at? It gone.
No.
It was there for what? A cup of coffee?
Yeah, because
a month,
but
2
you
months.
got to understand the story of it. It got taken out by the Hurt Business.
Not just that.
Regardless, it's still gone.
Storyline, Hurt Business took it out. Business wise, you couldn't do that with COVID.
Yeah.
You couldn't have all those people around there.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
they had to pull the plug on that.
Yeah.
Fuck it. If we're going past the business, all these idiot motherfucker penis dudes with the Me Too movement.
Oh, that will be the biggest one.
Fuck
There
Joey
you
Ryan,
go. There you go.
Whatever the dude that taught that fucking school, every dude and even woman that was a part of the Me Too movement in a negative way, y'all could rot in fucking hell. I hope y'all are already dead from COVID. Fuck that shit. Like there has not been a scar to the business that deep since Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
And it happened everywhere. It wasn't just WWE. This was everywhere.
It was fucking indies, local, fucking everywhere.
WWE
everywhere.
let go of people. AEW put people on suspension. Honor put people on suspension.
Yeah.
Impact had people that you were double taken. It affected everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Would it be considered also, in addition to that, the furlough, letting go of talent from WWE?
I mean,
because
some
of the Good Brothers, because of the whole COVID thing.
Well, I don't know. I think those are two separate things. I mean, I'm sure some of them got let go and furloughed because they were a part of Me Too, but well, I think in wrestling it was speaking out, right? It wasn't Me Too, right? But
no, it was.
Well, I mean, that's a disappointment. I don't think it's the same as this one.
That's a disappointment, but it's weird because that's a disappointment that's out of your control. That wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for COVID. So even as they were at their most profitable in 2020 during a pandemic, if you own stock in a company or if you have a payroll, if you get payroll as an executive under that company, you have to look 10 steps ahead. So you have to know, if we're going to go down this path, we need to make sure that we're ready so that we still have a business in 21, 22, 23, so that we still have dividends for our shareholders in the next quarter, next month, next year, in our returns. So they had to, and to me, I don't even think that's a negative because look where Miro's at right now. Look where the Good Brothers are at right now.
Yeah.
Some of those people are actually making the best of the situation that they were given, and I think it's better. They're better off for it. Fucking Good Brothers had 2 of their own pay-per-views.
Oh my god!
What?
It's dang. Yeah, the Good Brothers had they actually did
Shopomania.
Talking Shopomania. They had 2 actual
show,
pay-per-views.
and then they did Shopomania 1 and Shopomania 2. Shopomania 2 is making fun of Retribution.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And Heath Ledger was Stang, Stang. It's Stang.
Slater?
Heath Slater. Yeah.
Okay. Not Heath Ledger.
No, Heath Slater.
Yeah.
It's Stang. Oh fuck. Yeah. So it benefited a lot of those people that not everybody, but I wouldn't call it
as a disappointment.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a complete disappointment.
Yeah, the whole Me Too thing is going to be the biggest one.
Yeah, that's the big one. Especially since it affected so many fucking people, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you talk about COVID and people try to forget about the speaking out movement, but shit, that was probably a bigger deal.
I think the only one that came out of that
in wrestling
that kind of got a little bit of justice was Will
Ospreay, because they assumed, and that goes to that point where stuff's at a fever pitch. You just pull a trigger and you're going to hit something, even though you're not targeting anything.
It was hearsay when it comes to him, and
Mm-hmm.
they just use his name without even knowing.
Yeah,
it's weird because it's like Ospreay, for the most part, in the court of public opinion, got let off of the hook, but you kind of have the opposite reaction of whatever happened with Velveteen Dream, because it may not have been true, but people are still like, nah, fuck that guy, you know?
Oh, with Velveteen is different. Like, he might not have done the act, but he was down that road enough where you can already make a decision. I mean, there's text, there's video, there's audio clips, there's voicemails of him talking to the kids. I was like, well, oh, great, you didn't rape him. That's awesome, but you're still slime.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah. So, pay-per-view of the year, Abel. Hit me with it.
Ooh, not WrestleMania. Man, I honestly don't know. I really don't know what I want to pick. I mean, maybe I just go with Double or Nothing. I mean, maybe Royal Rumble. I mean, Royal Rumble was good. It was the last one with real life people.
Possibly with COVID.
Yeah. That was a fucking super spreader event.
Yeah.
It was good. We had 2 good Rumble matches. We had a good title change there with Drew. Or not title change. It was a victory with Drew. I mean, maybe by default Rumble, because I'm trying to search and trying to find something. I mean, unless you just want to default to Wrestle Kingdom, but
my default would be Wrestle Kingdom.
Okay.
Both nights?
Night. Oh shit.
Night 1 had Liger and Takahashi. And night 1 had Ospreay Ibushi.
Night 2 had who?
I don't even remember.
I'll go with night 1 by default.
I still watch this show. Worlds collide. Imperium against fucking the Undisputed Era.
Okay.
Mustache Mountain against fucking DIY.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Evil DIY.
The 4-way for the cruiserweight title. And it wasn't 4.5 hours long. Mm-hmm. There wasn't a bad Ripley and Tony Storm was great. It wasn't their best match, but they were a buffer between 2 matches so they played their role. Mm-hmm. Fucking Finn Balor against Ilya Dragunov. We're gonna be talking about Ilya a little bit later on. Yeah. Finn and Ilya. There was only 5 matches on that card.
What about War Games?
What about War Games?
Okay, never mind then.
That's true.
I want to say
No?
Takeover 30 with Finn against is it 30 that was Finn against
Cross?
Priest?
No.
Finn against Damian Priest, where he was doing the Hall and Nash tribute with his gear. Where he got fucking dropped on the goddamn stairs. I think it was 30.
I think it might have been 30. I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure.
I've watched 7 different promotions this year.
A lot of shit started to blur together, especially because time was just so distorted this year, you know? It's like this was this year. Last year, 2020 was so long, but it was also so short. It was like we had January, February, March, and then we were in November. But like March was the longest month ever. You know? It was so weird. Yeah.
Brand of the year. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW, Ring of Honor, MLW,
Impact, New Japan,
AEW. I'm picking AEW.
I'm picking AEW.
Hands down.
Yeah.
That's the only show right now that I watch live every week.
I think they were the first ones to pull off in a good way post-COVID TV and post-COVID arenas, like how to have
capacity.
people there.
Yep.
You know, when they had the wrestlers there as the fans who are all COVID tested, you know, so you know they were fine.
Yeah.
They were out there, faces on one side, heels on the other, and they were cheering and interacting. Like, we were thinking, why did it take COVID for somebody to do this? This is fucking brilliant.
But wait,
you know,
it didn't matter which side of the ring you were on. Everybody sang Judas.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So
it made me like everyone.
You know, WWE was late to the party on that. NXT was late to the party on that. They did it, but they were late. And then you had the Thunderdome, which, can I add one to my disappointment / oh my God of the year? Did either one of you log into the Thunderdome to be a part of the Wall of Faces? You did?
And
so did
sucked.
Porsche. It did suck. It sucked.
Clap for it. Yeah. What do you want to see? Oh.
You were given instructions on what to do.
About time. WWE acts like that so often that they'll take away signs from people that you're not supposed to cheer. They'll flip your shirts inside out if it's a brand or a wrestler that's opposite or against WWE. It's already a studio audience, except the audience is dumb enough to pay $20 to $200 a ticket just to see it. So might as well treat it like it. If you don't do what we tell you, you're gone.
Yeah.
So I guess as long as they're true to themselves, I can't really hate them that much for it.
So yeah,
there's always AEW.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, AEW fucking pulled it off.
Runner up for me, New Japan.
Okay,
because they
steamrolled.
No, but honestly,
they were in a better position to handle COVID better because they weren't idiots in Japan.
Yeah, they went ahead, took their time off, got along with the government officials.
Yep.
Steamrolled through 2 events, no crowds.
Yeah.
By the third main show, you started having glimpses of crowds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
20%, 30%.
To the point that we were at Wrestle Kingdom, they were almost 75% capacity inside.
Yeah,
with fans. They didn't even have that many fans either. The total between the 2 nights was like a hair under $25,000.
Yeah,
because there wasn't, and because they're Japan strict as fuck. Your boy sent emails. I was that desperate to make sure that I can actually go over there. They don't want us. They don't want nobody there.
Cochino.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. They didn't want anybody that wasn't a local there because they didn't want the risk of spreading it again.
Yeah.
You know, and hats off to them for handling it. God, it's short and sweet. I would have loved to have seen how far NWA would have taken Power. That was my second show on Tuesdays that I was like, oh, Strictly Business. Oh, Ricky Starks. Oh, Ziggy Dice. I'm liking Ziggy Dice. Hey,
Magnus. Storm.
Trevor Murdoch is actually a fucking thing.
Yeah.
Trevor Murdoch's a breakout for me on the lower level. Like Trevor Murdoch's a thing. All right, let's make this work. And then COVID.
I was and the Me Too movement because I was actually looking forward for Aldous and Squirrel.
Oh, that too.
Oh yeah, Mark Scroll was a part of that speaking out stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he really got it bad too, because not only was it just like just people, but it was also underage people.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right. So here's our list, just to refresh your memory.
Oh, for match of the year, we're moving on to match of the year. Yep, we're done.
That's all that's left.
Oh, okay. Match of the year. Here we go.
My list.
All right.
We had CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar in 2013 from SummerSlam. Be our winner. Sami Zayn versus Antonio Cesaro. 2 out of 3 falls from NXT was 2014's pick.
Mm-hmm.
Grave Consequences. Mil Muertes and Phoenix from Lucha Underground.
May they rest in peace.
2015. Cena versus AJ Styles in SummerSlam took the vote 2016.
I can't believe that still. We had Cena as a match of the year. Wow.
Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega from the G1 Climax took 2017.
Mm-hmm.
2018, Gargano and Ciampa unsanctioned at NXT TakeOver New Orleans, WrestleMania weekend.
Such a good match.
Last year, Shingo Takagi versus Will Ospreay. Final round of the Best of the Super Juniors. That's what won it last year.
Oh, man.
These are the matches that are going up for it this year.
The nominees for this year are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our nominees. Omega and Pac, 30-minute Iron Man match from Dynamite at the end of February. Stadium Stampede, the Inner Circle against the Elite, the end of May. Double or Nothing from AW. That same week, Matt Riddle, Timothy Thatcher in a fight pit in NXT television. The end of August, Adam Cole.
Baby.
Against Pat McAfee from NXT TakeOver 30.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Naito Tetsuya against Sonata, G1 Climax, the first day of October. And rounding out the list, Ilya Dragunov against Volta, NXT UK title match from NXT UK television at the end of October.
Okay.
Before we dip our toes there,
Yeah.
give us some honorable mentions off the top of your head, if you have any, that you think could have made this list.
Cena Bray from Mania.
Mhm.
That was probably the match that like kicked off the craze, so to speak, for the cinematic matches. I know it wasn't the first cinematic match, but when that happened, people were like, "Oh shit, we could actually do this, and it could actually work." And it made people
Post-COVID
like
has a shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give me one, Hector.
I got a lot.
Let's start with one. We'll just go.
One?
We'll just go chairs.
I'll go again. I'm the New Japan guy, so
Hi.
Hey.
I will go with Ospreay Ibushi from Wrestle Kingdom.
Okay. I'm sticking to January. Roderick Strong defending the NXT US North American title against Keith Lee, or Keith Lee won it.
That's fair.
Yeah. Hit me with that one.
The men's war game.
Men's War Games.
It's just fun. War games every year is fun.
I think I'll have to go for the second cinematic match, which is the Boneyard match. I know as much as you hate The Undertaker being old in wrestling, but cinematic wise, that would have been another avenue. If you want to go back to the well and grab him from the dead, perfect place to call it,
Okay.
I'm gonna throw it out there. Pac and Cassidy from Revolution.
Yes. I agree.
That opened there's
That's a good one.
That opened my eyes.
I got one. Roman versus J2.
Hell in a Cell strap match.
Yes.
That's solid. That was really good.
The first one, it was not enough offense from Jay. I think that's what I said, that I wanted to see it be at least somewhat competitive, and it was a glorified squash match. The second one wasn't a glorified squash match, and it made me be like, oh shit, Jay Uso may actually have something here in terms of a singles run.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Robert, what's up, man? Robert says Young Bucks versus Omega and Paige.
Okay. That was also on Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hit me on that one.
The Japanese style version of it, the chop match. Ishii versus Suzuki. G1 Climax. Oh, man.
Okay, since you went there, I will see your chop match, and I'm gonna raise you the kick match. Ibushi against Taichi.
Yes.
That opened my eyes on Taichi. Like, I started watching a little bit more. I started dabbling a little bit more in Taichi's road after watching him get the ever-lugged shit kicked out of him. 116 kicks, no punches, no rest holds, no rope breaks, no mierda. That's all it was. that was like season 0 of Cobra Kai right there.
Portia in the live chat says,
"Hey,
Finn versus Kylo."
I was just about to say that.
All right.
1 or 2?
I think it's a 1.
Because 2 happened this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
She has a pick for 2021 already, but we'll get to
get
2021.
We're actually gonna end this episode with some 21 talk.
Remind me.
Oh, I'm gonna remind. We got you.
No, for her pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Give me some more.
I don't know. Wrestling happened. Okay. Callahan versus what's her name?
Tessa.
Tessa.
I was about to mention that too.
Yeah, Callahan versus Tessa.
That was very significant. Yeah.
Oh, that other cinematic match that Impact had with Triple XL versus the Deaners. I told you needed to watch that match. I told both of y'all did. That was the most hilarious fucking match.
Oh, man.
I brought it up on the show. I said y'all needed to watch this. I still stand by it. Y'all need to fucking watch that. Triple XL versus the Deaners on in Wrestle House on Impact. Oh fuck. This was like around August, September, something like that. Yeah, it was hilarious. Robert says Rhea versus Charlotte.
I'd go Rhea, Charlotte, Io from In Your House.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was noteworthy.
Yeah.
Trying to think of a couple more.
I'll go Shingo Ibushi.
Ooh.
Climax.
Ooh. There's a lot of climax stuff, but we say that every year. Like half the climax could be on our list.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. Like if we were to go into the schedule of the weekly stuff, you would have some of the G1 climax matches already on the list.
Probably. Yeah.
But overall, it's like just like Wrestle Kingdom, we kind of bring everything together and just pick one out of the whole event.
Yeah, we need well, especially since we don't have.
I don't want 20 matches next year. I can't afford a weekend with y'all.
That's true.
8 hours is enough.
Yeah. But maybe instead of match of the week, maybe, and I'm just throwing ideas out there. Maybe we could say a match of an event. So like Wrestle Kingdom, WrestleMania, we'll come up with that, and then like, hey, whatever was the best from G1 Climax, whatever was the best from Wrestle Kingdom, and then maybe pick and choose between there, like whittle it down once we get to the end of the year.
That sounds like a lot.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, not every event is going to have a match of the year worthy contender.
I'll probably go match of the month and then a quarter, pick out one of them,
weed them out. Yeah,
and you
I
have
like
top
that.
four.
Okay,
I like
top
that.
4 of the year.
Mm-hmm.
EOS Oscar the Grouch is my mood. Thank you, Portia.
All right. Does you got more?
Well, no, because we're about to get to the match of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for anybody that has never played at home, this is how we do the match of the year. All 3 of us, we sat here on the couch that's behind the camera, and we watched this screen, and we saw all our 6 match of the year contenders. As we were watching them, each one of us individually were putting them in order from 1st to 6th, because there's 6. So we will take each one of those picks, and if you are number 1, you get 6 points. If you're number 2, you get 5 points. My points plus your points, you add it all up. Whoever has the most points at the end of it is our match of the year. So, Chris, do we want
that gets you? That'll get you because I did not pick Ciampa Gargano.
Yeah. It's total points, guys.
Yeah, so it's points total.
So, do we want to start from the bottom and work our way up on our individual lists?
Nope.
Okay.
We're going to go match by match. And then once we talk about all the matches, then we start giving grades. We start counting points.
Mm-hmm.
So, Abel, our first match on the list.
All right.
30-minute Iron Man match. Pac against Kenny Omega.
Okay.
So do we say when we rank him? Or
no, just talk about the match.
Just talk about the match.
Why this ended up on our list.
Okay. None of these matches that we're going to be talking about today are bad. Okay. None of them are bad.
The crop. Yeah.
I fucking love this match. Watching this the second time around.
Yeah.
I had, as I was sitting here watching it, I was making a mental note of, okay, this is 30 minutes. Let's divide this in intervals of 10 minutes. So there's first third, second third, last third. Halfway through, I decided that I wanted to scrap that and say, I'm going to do half versus half. In the first half, I would have liked for there to have been a fall. There was too many near falls in the first. I think that one of those should have resulted in a fall, if not 2. That way, once they hit that 15 minute mark where all the shenanigans started to happen with the intentional disqualification, they were at 1-1 and not 0-0. Because I really, really liked the story of, okay, well, my ass is in the weeds at Pac. My ass is in the weeds. I need to get a break, get a breather, collect myself. So I'm going to cost myself a point by laying out Kenny Omega with the chair. Yeah, it's going to cost me a point, but at least I'll be able to come back around and get that point and reset the match. So I get it that it was 0-0 and that made it 1-1. I get the psychology behind that. But had it already been 1-1 and that made it 2-2, the last half of the match still could have been booked the exact same way, which that last half of the match I think was booked perfectly. It's just the first half of the match, there was too many near falls in that 16, 17, 18 minute range where I was like kind of feeling a little bit like Cornette. Where I was like, come on, man. It's Iron Man. You need to rack up the points. Let it be a point, you know?
I'm completely the opposite.
Okay.
Let's say you're watching because this was a rubber match.
Yeah.
Omega passed out to Pac the first time on pay-per-view. Omega beat Pac pinfall on the second match. This was the rubber match. So imagine if Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada go 45 minutes at the Tokyo Dome in their first match. And then Okada and Omega go an hour-long draw in their second match. And if their third match, you get a pinfall within the first. If the third match, it only lasts 14 minutes. That kind of waters down what happened before.
Yeah.
So the fact that these two guys beat the shit out of each other the first time for 20-something minutes, then beat the shit each other again a second time for 20 more minutes, I'm glad that they kept that integrity by waiting that long before there was actually a fall. To the point that I kind of invested in the fact that Pac knew, oh shit, this is going longer than the last two. I need to put a point on the board, which he did by costing himself a disqualification and putting a point on Omega's board, which is dumb because it was tied anyway. But at least that sense of, okay, I need to stop fucking around. So I'm completely opposite on your opinion.
I don't think the psychology behind that was, oh, I need to put a point on the board and stop fucking around. I think it's, oh my God, I'm getting my ass whooped and I'm about to lose a point because I'm about to get pinned. So I'm desperate to give myself a breather. So I don't know. I mean,
where are you at?
I agree the same way of the psychology aspect because think about it. You go to the point where they're tired, and that's like even past the 15-minute point.
Yeah.
Pac is tired. He knows he's at risk of, losing that. Goes and costs himself a point, but at the same time, he's causing more harm for him to get a breather and just set him up and get his point back.
More harm to Omega after that. Yeah.
So the psychology was there. But for me, is like, I even said it while we were watching it. This is basically the Omega and Pac brought the New Japan style wrestling to American television.
You did say that as we were sitting on the couch.
Throughout the whole thing is people were excited because of the basically storytelling inside there of rubber match. When I was watching that match, I did get the flings of Omega back in New Japan, and I actually got Pac from Red Dragon.
Oh, okay.
Because he started being more sinister. And you got those little glimpses of back when he was in WWE, when he was
you mean Dragon Gate?
King of the Cruiserweights.
No.
You called it Red Dragon.
Sorry.
Dragon Gate.
Dragon Gate.
I knew what he meant. I'm sorry.
For anybody watching, it's like Red Dragon.
Yeah.
But overall, I kind of understand why it got on the list. So I was entertained.
That's a template on how to open up a TV show of pro wrestling.
That was the opener?
Yeah. That was
Holy shit.
That was the opener.
I thought this was the main event.
No, it was the opener.
It was a closer.
No, it was the opener. It was a first. We can go back and pull up the video. The first thing you see, AEW's popping the fireworks, and then Justin Roberts is introducing both of them. That was the opening of the show.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I kind of blended it in with the...
I got lucky. Okay. I got lucky that the stream I was watching at the time that I saw it wasn't the stream from the TNT network. It was the stream from BR Live. So BR Live, there's no commercial break. So when the commentators say picture in picture, you don't see the commercials. They keep going. They keep commenting. So I saw the whole thing uninterrupted. So
that's how we watched it today.
And that's probably not how y'all watched it the first time.
Correct.
So
correct. I've been waiting to do that all episode long.
There has to be an exception. Like, for example, we just had Finn versus Kylo 2, and NXT advertised it at the beginning of the show that match was commercial free. There has to be at least one match a month where it's that damn important that we don't get commercials or get like the 15-second, this match is brought to you by such and such. Yeah. It's like, I think it's such and such or whatever. But at least so that you are uninterrupted and get
Dick
the whole
swings.
And so having that uninterrupted view, fuck me, that was legit pay-per-view quality. That could just like you guys, just like both of you guys, y'all thought it ended the show. That was worthy of ending a pay-per-view. That's how good it was. It was for free, uninterrupted.
Yeah.
In front of an audience.
Yeah.
That like was all over it. Like legit.
In front of people.
They were chanting bullshit after fucking Pac got that first point. I'm like, I'm loving this. I miss this. That was, oh my God. The nostalgia was kicking in hardcore for that match. Yeah, the storytelling in the match was fucking great. They beat the shit out of each other. There's some ugly, ugly spots that that driver, the driver onto the mat that Pac gave Omega.
The Snapdragon. Oh fuck!
That table spot where it's in the face.
Oh yeah,
dude. The top rope brainbuster.
The tornado DDT on the outside.
Hey, you even got the announcers are like, oh, he's gonna go for a top rope suplex. Oh no, it's a brainbuster.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ!
And thankfully, this was like so it's been 5 months since the original episode of Dynamite. So by now, there's chemistry between Shivani, JR, and X, and it was showing in this match. Because even then, there were times where even Shivani's like, I've never seen that. And JR's like, oh my God, this is new to me. Like just like everybody else, even casuals that are watching for the first time going, who is this Kenny guy that everybody keeps talking about? It felt like anybody could have picked up your commentary. It definitely belongs on this list.
Cool.
The next one, Stadium Stampede. Hector, help me.
So again, we're not throwing out our critiques and
we're just validating.
We're just, talking about the match. Yeah. Okay. Hector,
this was basically, I'm guessing it was a feel-good match. We were all sad about COVID. And then they made this match. Honestly, that brought a smile to my face.
Yeah.
Just seeing all the shenanigans of, okay, they're going to repeat trying to run over Sammy Guevara with a golf cart again. Let's one up it. Let's do it before that one. Oh, let's get, instead of a cart, let's get a horse.
Hey, man, ran him down with the horse.
All the language of football being played into it.
Yep.
I'm challenging the call. You're not supposed to be in this tent with me.
The call stands. You're a shitty referee.
Man gets hit by football. Dunk. Oh, my groin.
Did you come here to drink or did you come here to fight?
Oh my! That was the difference.
God damn.
This was definitely a pick-me-up.
Yes.
In the time we were, because this was in May.
Yeah.
Was it?
Well, Matt Hardy's underneath the water and throwing up his different various signs throughout the years.
Hey,
this is a lake of reincarnation impromptu.
They're drowning him, and then the Mattitude bikes pop up, and they're actually looking at it like,
wait. Poor Ortiz can't swim, and he's taller than the water. He had the life preserver in the way out. He twisted the bell. Just to break the fourth wall for everyone listening and watching, there were legit, out of the 6 matches that we saw on the couch that's behind that camera, there were 2 matches that got the most reactions from the both of us. And on a positive note, this was the one that got the most laughs, the most giggles, the most chuckles, everything.
Yeah.
On the positive light, it was this match, because it was 30 minutes, 35 minutes, but it sure as fuck didn't feel like it, because everybody had their little moments to stand out and shine and reflect their own character. Yep. It fucking worked, dude. Fucking rolling suplex from end to end.
100 yards, Shivani, 100 yards.
Celebration as he gets flagged.
Yeah. And then the ref gets a super kick.
Hangman with the line marker. Right over the crotch.
Hey, right over the crotch.
Hangman looking for Sammy. Sammy's in the ring, and Hangman's just stuck. JR, if I ever get lost, don't send Hangman.
I don't know how they ended up with weapons, because the match started. They all walked out without weapons. Then the ref rang the whistle. and everyone in the Elite had weapons.
Okay,
and their circle all they had were their pads, and they were the smarter ones for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so when the match started, who did you have your eye on when they were running towards each other?
Oh, was that I know it was Sammy that took it, but who had the
trash can? It was Nick Jackson.
I was
it was Jackson?
It was
Nick
Jackson.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Out of all the tools, that was the one that caught my attention. Like, who's gonna get hit? I just thought he was gonna chunk it.
Just chunk it.
So all this laughing we're doing, for anyone that doesn't understand this was the first time ever that AEW did this. I think this might have been the first time ever in wrestling in general. 2 teams of 5 in an empty football field with a ring in the middle. First person to get a pinfall or submission anywhere in the arena.
Yep.
And it was bananas, dude.
It was
God,
crazy.
The mascot getting the Judas effect.
Yeah, because they also had the Jacksonville Jaguars mascot and cheerleaders out there,
cheerleaders.
cheering. And the ring announcing was like at the beginning of the football game where they're going through the fucking smoke and everything. You
can barely see them because of all the smoke.
I thought they were burned.
The inner circle had fucking jerseys that had their numbers and Justin Roberts number 55. And so like, oh my God. It was hilarious, dude. It was so fucking funny. So funny. And it had a lot of action to it, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I can't wait to talk about this more when we talk about our rankings.
Something that wasn't funny is getting your goddamn teeth kicked out.
Oh, yes.
Fight Pit, NXT Television, Matt Riddle against Timothy Thatcher.
Yeah.
Hector, go.
Wow. All I can say is wow. The way they started off that match, okay, you're starting to see that ground and pound kind of thing. But then as soon as you see Riddle jump off the cage and do the kick.
It's Showtime Pettis kick.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, Timothy Thatcher, as soon as he lifts up his mouth, blood. And he even spits out his tooth.
Yeah.
2 of them.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me, it was like, okay, it brought me back to the Attitude Era, back when Shamrock had those
the Lions Den.
The Lions Den. And I even asked her, like, wouldn't it be better if they did the Lions Den?
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, that is one thing that COVID actually, if you want to say, helped the business, because they got to explore different avenues.
It kept people on their feet.
Yes. Because honestly, that wouldn't work out with live crowds, because you know how many nagging, how people complain about the Elimination Chamber being obstructive view all around.
Yeah.
You had that in front of a live crowd, the floor people, the people on the floor would be the ones having the best views so far. Mm-hmm. Everybody else, obstructed view.
Yeah, that's true.
You make a good point. There's been at least half a dozen new matches that happened in 2020 that we would have never seen if it weren't for COVID.
Yeah.
Stadium Stampede, Mimosa Mayhem, Firefly Funhouse, Boneyard, Fight Pit. There has to be at least one more that's escaping me.
The Halloween Havoc one. Cameron Grimes.
Oh yeah, the House of Horror.
Oh
yes. Yeah. House of Terror, something.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's this. There's the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this match, I'll tell you something that I really liked about it, and if Arnold is watching this, he will agree with me. In that it was not that New Japan style where it's slow and it ramps up, and then oh my God, this one right when the bell happened, Riddle was standing on the top of the little catwalk, jumped down, did a forward flip, bam!
Yeah.
Right from the jump, there were pow, 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 back and forth, strikes, kicks, forearms. It was raining elbows and shit right from the jump, and I like that about the match. And here's the thing that I have mixed feelings about. I have mixed feelings about the blood and the tooth, right? Because on the one hand, oh, fuck, that shit was brutal. On the other hand, oh, shit, that wasn't supposed to happen, right? Mm-hmm. So do we want to praise a flaw, or do we want to say, hey, that wasn't supposed to happen, so that takes it down a notch?
I want to pick at it a little bit as a guy that has lost a tooth already.
Yeah.
Is that shit bleeds like a mofo.
It does.
They should have at least put some gauze or some cotton or something in his mouth, or at least a guard. And then a guard above it if he was going to keep at least to clot it.
Yeah.
But the presentation of the trainer looking at him. He
him.
knows that this is a literal blood feud, you know, and it only
Yeah.
happened for a couple of weeks, but they wanted to settle it there. And Thatcher wasn't the kind of guy that was going to quit, and his character throughout the rest of the year shows that. The handling of that will let the part that I didn't like pass.
What's the part you didn't like?
That the trainer didn't do anything to stop the bleeding.
Okay.
Because normally because both of them, at least for Riddle's sake, he's a former UFC fighter.
Yeah.
They would have stopped that match.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about not stopping the bleeding. I didn't see him continue to bleed in the last half of that match.
Because that was the commercial break.
Yeah, there was a commercial break. After the commercial break, he wasn't bleeding. So was this planned?
Possibly.
Was that a blood packet? Were those literally chiclets? Because he already had a fucked up grill.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
So
It made you believe it.
I mean, I do believe it, but I also have my suspicions.
Yeah. So
I have mixed feelings about it. I'm not sure how to feel about it. Was it a fuck up? Was it not a fuck up? If it wasn't a fuck up, did it add to the match? Because it seems like it kind of like, oh shit, let's stop. Kurt Angle, who's not a real referee, had to be like, hey, real refs, do something, you know? So it's like, I don't know.
The other bone I have to pick on this is the presentation on television. If this is a match first time ever, and you're not having monthly takeovers, and you're ending a television show with this, you should have made more of an effort to let it run without commercial break. Or at least giving us an option weeks later on the network to watch it without a commercial break and just run the whole thing through.
Yeah.
The fact with Pac and Omega, this match has contention to be probably one of the best television matches of the year. But I would have loved to. There's parts in the middle that we could have used to further establish the match instead of just like, oh, we're about to bust that nut.
Mm-hmm.
Go to commercial. Okay. Come back. It's all dirty. It smells like asparagus. Something happened here. Oh, we're still going? Okay, fuck.
Yeah.
But that doesn't take away from the rest of it. That goddamn fight, man. I kind of wasn't ready for them to start doing shit on the platforms. And then I remembered it's WWE.
Yes.
Yeah. They did enough of a job presenting it as not WWE that towards the match started devolving more into WWE. I was trying to hold myself back. I was like, I now remember I'm watching NXT. I remember I'm watching a Vince McMahon product.
Right.
He did a good job stuff as just something different. This is MLW. This is Ring of Honor. Yeah. This is Pride. Mm-hmm. But it's obviously WWE product. But they did enough. They made what they were doing up their work that again let the negativity pass. Because the positive was outweighing the negative to the point that the negative was you forget about it pretty soon.
Okay, cool.
Adam Cole,
baby.
Pat McAfee, NXT Takeover 30. Abel.
I really liked the job that Pat McAfee did, knowing that was like his first match.
Actual match on television.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Of course, I like what Adam Cole did. I think that there is something to say for, wow, this is pretty remarkable because of what was actually pulled off in this match. It didn't seem like a rookie versus another rookie. And I think that's why it actually made it onto this list. Because it's just shocking that they were able to do what they did. But upon second view of the match, I could see where a lot of stuff that was done was athletic feats that weren't necessarily wrestling moves. And I mean that on behalf of McAfee. So it's cool that he did a backflip when he was pushed off of the turnbuckle and landed on his feet and then went and jumped up on the turnbuckle.
He hopped to the top turnbuckle.
Hopped to the top and then did a suplex.
Beautiful suplex.
Those three things that he did, only one of those was an actual wrestling move. The other two are feats of athleticism, which at the time when I first watched it was like, holy shit, this guy's a really good wrestler out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm kind of seeing a little bit behind the curtain. They just had him do athletic shit that he could do, which that's what fucking football players do. You see them all the time jumping to fucking train. They jump on the little fucking boxes, right? And that's all he did.
Is that a negative though? Do you still mark out when Benjamin does it?
No,
do you mark out when Angle climbs up and does the?
It's a positive for me because they accentuated the positive, right? So I'm glad that they were able to do that for him.
And the senton.
Yeah.
So
it was all pretty cool. And yeah, of course, the senton, that's not like a fucking hold that you have to learn. It's get up there and jump forward, right? You know,
but he went up. He went high for somebody.
He went high. Why? Yeah. Athleticism. Mm-hmm. He has the strongest leg in all of the NFL. Okay, well,
and in all humankind.
Yeah, in all human history. So if this leg's the strongest, well, then that one's probably pretty strong too. So he probably got hops, right? So it makes sense that he was able to pull off all this shit. So
did you know that he was a stunt double for White Man Can't Jump?
No, I did not know.
And now you know.
So
the more you know.
So it's weird. I appreciate it more because I realize what they did and how they pulled it off. But on the other side, I kind of appreciate it a little bit less because like, oh, they were covering for other things that they don't know they can do, or if he can't pull it off, whatever. So like, I have a little bit of mixed feelings about it, but I still think it was impressive enough that, yeah, this does deserve a spot on the list of match of the years.
Mm-hmm. You focused on the athleticism.
Okay.
Let me focus on the mic skills.
Yes, please.
Because he basically went in there and made you hate him.
Yes.
And that's something that, hell, even to this point, half of the roster and some of the legends already saying he's doing it way better than whoever's in there.
Yeah.
You know, he made me hate him.
Yeah.
He emphasized a lot. That's another thing that actually ended up, COVID ended up helping is it made us focus more on the character because we get to see how they evolve without crowds.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like all the shit talking he was doing while he was doing the match, you know, it made you kind of be like, oh, please.
And it was so much easier to pick up since there wasn't that many people in the arena.
Yes.
Yeah. That probably calmed the nerves too as well. Yeah. You know, if it was my first time wrestling on a fucking pay-per-view against the top guy and there was, you know, 20,000 people in the fucking stands. But if it's like in front of nobody where you've been training for the last 2 or 3 months with the same guy you've been training with for the last 2 or 3 months.
Yeah. If you've already got the match on lock in here.
Yeah.
You just prefer the only difference is there's a red light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just ignore the red light. If you fuck up, it's okay. We could
don't look at it.
Redo it again.
Yeah. We'll put tape over it. You own
it. Yeah. Or you know what? It could have just been shot 2 or 3 different times. You know,
No, it was live.
It was live.
It was live. So
okay.
But even at that, the chemistry coming from a person that's not in the business that they had, you know, kind of amplified it more of, okay, you have your celebrities going into the business and making somewhat marks.
Yeah.
The only other person other than him that I remember that had the same athleticism would probably have to be Stephen Amell.
Okay. Yeah. Because you saw how fucking Snoop Dogg did a splash last week. Oh, fuck. Woof.
I'd say Lawrence
Taylor?
LT?
Yeah.
But he pretty much raised the bar. I don't think anybody I don't think anybody can follow that.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, he did a really good job.
At Mania.
At Mania, yeah.
It's one thing that there's fans of the business that are outsiders that are fans of the business right now.
Mm-hmm.
Watching that match with McAfee reinforces the fact that he's a fan of old school wrestling. What we saw was 80s NWA Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes. Old school, like trash talking. There for the spots of athleticism that he did, it wasn't Will Ospreay ricochet every 30 seconds, bing, bong, 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 bong. He knew when to do it. He knew how to react to it. And it just, the chemistry, everything just flowed. If there's a nit to pick, at that moment, even watching it a second time, I'm not sure if I was ready to see a babyface Adam Cole, because that's essentially what we got.
Okay.
That's essentially what we got. Towards the end, where Adam knew that he had him, where after he kicked the stairs and missed, and that was blood in the water. That's when we saw asshole Adam Cole, leader of Undisputed Era. But the first 80% of that match was him and it's a babyface.
Yeah. And that's fair.
And it wasn't a bad job. That's I just wasn't prepared for it. I thought it was going to be asshole versus asshole. Who could not stink the joint? You know, and it wasn't. It was actual people. If it was in front of an audience, people would be cheering for Adam Cole instead of cheering against Pat McAfee. Okay. And I'm not sure if I would have been ready for that. It still was. It's obviously on our list. But that was just the only thing I was like,
Again, none of these matches are bad on our match of the year list. Yeah.
And they pushed it forward because obviously UE's kind of like in the middle, you know, Adam Cole, Cole and Balor had their title match, and then they did the show respect afterwards, and then him and Kylo and everybody checking. So so the catalyst was then. I just didn't expect it to be then. But it worked. Well. Naito versus Sonata Hector.
Oh my god.
Roll out the red carpet. Lead the way.
Oh man. So this match, the history behind it, it was more towards they were finally thinking about pulling the trigger. And once you see the match, it's a slow build. And I understood that. But the moments were there. The sense of respect between both of them.
Yeah.
When you see a Naito match and again, if he's being a dick, you already cheer for him for being that. Mm-hmm. When he's facing somebody else, he'll take his sweet ass time taking off his clothes.
Yeah.
Make you wait. 5 minutes of the overall match
is him undressing.
Taking off that fucking 5-piece suit that he wears when he just wrestles in Jonas.
Yeah. But when you saw him enter this match, he was on it. He's like, all right.
Yeah.
Sonata didn't even acknowledge him undressing. He turned around. He was focused.
Yeah.
That sense of respect, you know. All the taunting wasn't done of, I'm taking your time. No.
It was out of frustration almost for Naito, because Sonata was hanging.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sonata brought it to him.
And you heard this. You know who that's for?
No.
Sonata. The whole crowd wanted him to win that match that night.
Because it was his hometown.
Yep.
And then when he actually won it, you know, him standing up, always being kind of like the understudy of him. Mm-hmm. Him standing up, Sonata actually raising his fist up before him.
First.
Yeah.
On one knee.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, this is I beat you. I was a better man tonight, but overall,
You're still the boss, and I'm not going to fuck you over like Evil did the last time you were in this position.
Yeah.
Oh. So that might not count during the match, but that's part of the psychology.
It still counts.
That's part of the psychology of that match.
Still counts.
Because that still fucked with Naito the rest of the year, the fact that Evil went off on him.
Yeah.
So this is probably your first time in a while watching it. What did you think? Did it belong on this list? Because you slept through some.
I did fight off sleep. I was comfy cozy on that little couch right there. It was the last of the 6 matches that we were watching because we had to switch to the New Japan Network.
And we needed a buffer, and we saved a Spring Stampede.
Yeah. So I tried to not doze off. Like I watched the first half or so, and then I felt where I was starting to fight it. And I was probably asleep, like legit asleep, for maybe like 2 or 3 minutes, but I was still hearing the commentary, and I knew that like it was playing in my head until you said, "Hey, wake up," you know. But when you woke me up, I was like, I need to do more. So let me take off my fucking jacket. Let me sit forward and cross my legs, sit up instead of leaning back on the couch. Because this is match of the year, like I have to do this. This isn't some random Monday where I already finished making dinner and it was a hard day at work and I'm sitting there sleeping through a Corbin match, right? Like I gotta pay attention. So did I get put to sleep? I did. I do also see that there was a lot of story in the match, a lot of significance, But as somebody that wasn't really invested, I was just kind of looking to see what actually happened in the match, what happened between the bells, and what was going on between the bells. Again, I'm going to channel Arnold here. It was just a slow start, same type of match that you see from New Japan. Then it kind of ramped up there at the end. So it's like, oh, okay. I didn't see anything different from most traditional New Japan holy shit matches that I've seen before. Does it deserve to be on the list? Yes, if that was the best that we saw out of Wrestle Kingdom or G1 Climax, but if there was something better than this that didn't make the list, then I say fuck it. We should have replaced it with one of those other matches. But y'all are the more familiar with New Japan than I am.
The fact that it hit the list was a lot of stuff that you harp on from time to time.
Okay.
Significance.
Yeah, okay, yes.
This is the match that Sonata was 0-3 in the tournament before this match happened. And this match was the beginning of his streak. And if it weren't for this match, he wouldn't have made it to the finals of the tournament. He won his block. Yeah. So, and put up a hell of a fight against Ibushi in the finals that night.
He did.
So there's that. And then again, the whole turmoil through the year with LIJ, and then knowing that he still has him on his side, that respect, it played a big part in it. There's a bunch of hard-hitting matches. We talked about Ibushi and Taichi, and you mentioned Ishii against
Suzuki.
Against Suzuki. Mm-hmm. Ishii and Takagi also happened. There was a bunch of matches on New Japan, but I think encompassing everything, I think this might have been the one that deserved to be on it.
It was the most meaningful part of the
tournament. You think so?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was in front of a pretty capacitated crowd. Like it was almost 100. It was like what, 90% full?
Still in front of people.
Yeah, in front of people.
I think overall, what made it jump into the list was the ending.
Yeah.
Overall, the whole slow pace, the ending, and even at that, when he addressed the crowd, because they dimmed the lights, the crowd actually showed him respect by taking out their phones and doing the starlight.
Yeah.
Okay, everything is focused on you, and the spotlight was just him in the middle of the ring, addressing everybody. And you just see pitch black with little glimmers of light all around. So it's like it became meaningful. So story-wise, that if you want to look into a match that has a really good story, that was it.
Okay.
For me,
and that's New Japan in general.
Yeah.
Most of the times you're not going to have start at 100 miles an hour RPM and then end at 1,000 RPMs. It's that build. It's like a symphony. You want to start slow and then you build up the crescendo, and then with the final note you can go off with that big bang, and that's what a lot of New Japan is. But it's the story that keeps you watching almost the same match over and over again.
And that also kind of makes me feel like I wish that maybe we should have watched the video package leading up to the match, if there was one.
There was not for this match.
Yeah, because
it was G1 Climax. It was all about the tournament.
Exactly.
Throughout the tournament, basically, each match is a story told within the match.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And you have to. It's like you have Wrestle Kingdom stories because you have the matches throughout the years that play out in a long-term story. That same concept applies to the G1 Climax because all the stories throughout the previous years kind of led up to this.
Yeah, it's basically the G1 tournament is all the Marvel movies, and then the finals is the Avengers.
Yeah,
that's what you're building up to.
Yeah,
and that's how I see it. It makes it easier for me to be invested in everything because that's where the lead up goes. So if there's a match that sums up 2020, it's Walter versus Dragunov. Because there's movies. Say Dark Knight Rises when Bane beats the ever loving fuck out of Batman, where it's hard, like you cringe, like it's hard to watch. Watching your hero get the fuck beat out of him. To a lesser extent, Superman Returns when they're in the mountains and they're beating the fuck out of Superman and kick him into the water. There's movies, there's scenes that make you feel like legit uncomfortable. I saw Promising Young Woman a couple of weeks ago.
Who was she?
It doesn't matter because in the movie they show the dude suffocate her to death with a pillow. And it was not edited. It was like the minute played out, and it was uncomfortable to watch. The whooping that Walter gave this poor boy was uncomfortable as fuck to watch.
Oh my God.
Can somebody help me out on why I need to watch this match again? Or why I should introduce someone to watch this match again?
Well, if you want to see a beheading video that's really, really slow and doesn't quite end in a beheading, this is the match that you want them to see. If you are a fan of 90s style, Bret Hart style, focus on a body part, this is the match that you want them to see, because they were just focused on that boy's neck. That was it. And out of all the years of matches that I've watched it with wrestling where they're going to focus on an arm, a leg, the ribs or something, the back or the head or head blows, I don't think I've ever, I could be wrong, I don't think I've ever seen a match where the target was the neck, front, back, lower, upper. Move your chin up so I could slap you on your throat. I don't think I've ever seen that. So that might be something, that might be a reason to show it to somebody. Now, I wouldn't say show that to somebody that's not a wrestling fan. I would say show it to somebody that is a wrestling fan. Like, oh, you want to see some shit?
What's wrestling like now? You haven't watched it in 20 years. What is it like now?
Maybe not even that. Like, no, they need to be a little bit more tempered than that, because you show that to somebody like that, they're like, oh, fuck. You know, like
every time you talk about it, you're like going like this.
Yeah, like this. It's interesting. There was something that was kept being said by the referee or the announcers.
About to take my thunder on that one.
Oh, you know what? Fuck it. You look like you're about to pop. Say it.
The same throughout the whole match.
Say it.
We're gonna reinvent violence.
Yes.
That was said countless times throughout the match.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell was wrong with both of them. I never knew that Russia had a beef with Germany. They're going. That's like as soon as you kind of like. Okay, let's put this back in the 90s. You remember back in the day when boxing was like really good? As soon as they rang the bell, they just go in the center of the ring and just start hitting each other.
Yep.
We got to see that in wrestling in 2020. With no crowd.
Yeah.
You heard the chops. You hear the I'm guessing the people even behind the cameras just go like, oh. Mm-hmm. They became uncomfortable for them.
The wailing from poor Ilya every time he got the shit beat out of him.
Guttural things that he was just saying, like, oh my God.
You don't have to understand his language to know how much in pain he was. You could see it.
He was saying, oh, fuck, in his language probably every 30 seconds.
All I kept hearing was Shauza, so I know that means shit.
We'll Google Translate that after the show.
Yeah. No, man. Like, this is one of those matches that you want to show people, like, whenever they tell you wrestling's fake. Watch this.
Yeah.
Is it fake?
Yeah.
Or like, no, it's makeup. Watch that shit welt up on his chest, on his neck, on his back. I never thought I would see a chop to the back of the head.
Ugh.
I've told Scott more than once when I was thinking about actually wrestling that the character that I would want to do was no wasted movement. And the first thing I told him is I would start chopping people in the front or in the stomach, and then when they bent down, I would chop them in the back. And Walter chopping this dude everywhere he had skin. He either chopped it or kicked it. This fool was beaten everywhere. And that's the other part that I liked, because I could never buy Rey Mysterio against Big Show. I could never buy Pete Dunne against Walter. And building up to this match, there's no way there's no chance. But Ilya proved why why he's in this. He had a better performance with Walter than Pete Dunne or Tyler Bate ever did.
Yes.
And okay, we talked a lot about the targeting of Dragunov's neck and the violence and the damn near beheading without a sharp object, right? But I think the other thing that made this so exceptional is that this wasn't a squash match. It was an absolute ass beating, but it wasn't a squash match. Dragunov had a fucking chance multiple times.
He had several plans.
He had several
Yes.
rallies.
Yeah.
And you know what? He started targeting Walter's neck.
Yeah.
Like his plan was,
Oh,
well, I'm going to
not-
suplex this
not even
300
that, the
pounder.
Suplexes were there.
Exactly. Like his plan was, I'm going to suplex this 300 pounder, drop him on his neck. If you're going to chop mine, I'm going to chop yours. So besides suplexes, I'm going to start chopping and giving you a taste of your own medicine as well.
And it was working.
It was working. It was working. I thought there was a chance he could win. Now he wound up getting his ass whooped. But it was like an ass whooping where at least like he got an ass whooping with dignity, right? Like it wasn't like
Trump losing the election.
Yeah, it wasn't like the Houston Texans season this year, right? It was
Cowboys.
Yeah, like
Texas team overall.
right. Yeah, it was like okay.
It was like the Roughnecks. We went out in a blaze. Fucking blaze.
I mean, the Roughnecks were 5-0, man. They're still undefeated.
Well,
so it's not even like that.
Championship merch.
Just go Wayne, please.
I don't know, man. Like, yeah.
Man.
If there was ever the definition of look good in a loss while still looking fucking terrible, it's this.
Dragunov went over.
For all the laughing and giggling and rejoicing that we did during the Stadium Stampede match, we were gut wrenched.
Mm-hmm.
Every 30 seconds, all of us at different points, we were all reacting because it's weird because I thought, full disclosure, I thought Omega Pac was going to win my match of the year just because it was in front of the audience. But more matches like this in front of nobody, it might change my opinion on 2021.
Pump your brakes on that. This wasn't in front of nobody. It wasn't 20,000 people.
That's my difference.
There was people there, but the thing that made it for me, even though it was 20, 30 fucking
Just
people, however it was,
hands,
they were reacting.
Probably people that don't even watch wrestling.
Yeah.
They're recording in a BT Sports studio, so they have a lot of stuff in there. But even them, nobody's to wrestling.
It wasn't 15,000 people like going, oh, but it was enough
done from
enough people to go, oh, to me, forget that there's nobody there and realize I'm saying, with you, and those fucking stagehands and camera guys and whoever, we were witnessing something crazy. It didn't matter that it wasn't 45,000 of us or 90,000 in the fucking Superdome or whatever. Like, I was validated by you two and those other jabronis. Like, I knew what I was seeing was valid because of how I was feeling and how they were feeling.
Deep down inside, I felt like that Simpsons meme of make it stop.
He's already dead.
He's already dead.
But he wouldn't die.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hector.
What's up?
What's in 6th place for you?
Taking my list.
Here we go. Here we go.
6th place.
I have my scorecard right here,
6th place.
which gets 1 point.
Cole McAfee.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Cole McAfee gets 1 point. Abel, what's your number 6? Is your list still fluid? Like you're still moving stuff around?
No, it's not.
Okay.
But hold on. Do you want to give reasons as to why you place them where you place them?
Yes, we need to know why this is number 6.
Overall, for me, the sense of yes, it was spark for what happened the rest of the year, but overall, I felt that the rest of the matches had more importance over this. They had something, on the line, other than just pride, which is overall like, yeah, at the end of the day, if McAfee loses, he's still gonna go away. There's no story build up following after that. At that moment. So for me, it was like, yeah, no.
Gotcha.
So,
Abel,
my number 6 is also McAfee versus Cole.
Wow.
And I'm going to say something that is going to make you go, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Of course, Abel will say that. For me, it is significance, historical significance. What did this mean in 2020? not a hill of beans, because it looked like, oh shit, we have a brand new superstar that just boom hit the ground running. Oh my god, he's just gonna take over, and he could talk on the mic. He's athletic in the ring. He tangled with Adam Cole and he came out on the other side of it. Yeah, he didn't win, but holy fuck. And what the fuck happened to Pat McAfee after?
Slow burn that built to War Games, except he wasn't on every other week, or he wasn't having any other matches.
And even after War Games, nothing. Yeah. Like, he's not a prominent fixture like how people thought afterwards. Holy shit, this kid's got it, and we're gonna make him a star, and he's gonna go to the moon. And no, he barely went to the elevator up to maybe the halfway up the Sears Tower. He's great. He could go to the moon. I want to see him go to the moon, but he didn't. And as I said when we were reviewing the match, I could see the things that he did weren't necessarily innovative. It wowed me because the bar was so low for him because he wasn't a wrestler, but he didn't do anything that made me go like, I've never seen that shit before. Holy fuck. So if you take away the fact that we know as marks that he's not a wrestler, and you just sat him in front of me and I didn't know that he was wrestling, like I stopped watching wrestling for 2 or 3 years or something like that. Like, oh, this guy versus this guy. Oh, okay, cool. I'm like, all right, it was an all right match. It was a good story, but that's about it. Please.
Coming from a vagabond?
Yes.
It's Willis Tower now.
It's not Sears Tower. Yes. Oh, sorry. Yes. Excuse me.
My number 6. Because we just mentioned that McAfee went from TakeOver 30 into War Games. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There was a rivalry that went even shorter than that, and I'm going Fight Pit. There's 2 hangups I have on the Fight Pit, and that's, again, 6th place is nothing to scoff at for all year.
Yeah. Right.
The fact that they're in this group.
None of these matches are bad.
Yeah, there's no slight to any of these matches. We're picking flaws on diamonds here. There's A diamonds, and then C, D, and then there's F diamonds. There's diamonds are still diamonds. Girls will still fuck you for them.
I think they call them VS and VI and shit like that.
Or whatever.
Yeah. I don't really
know. But basically, there's the 2 things that I have against this is that there shouldn't have been a commercial. I wanted to see the whole thing through.
Okay. That's fair.
And the feud only lasted, the whole thing lasted like 2 months. Pete Dunne needed a tag team. Pete Dunne couldn't make it. He was half of the tag champs. So he brought over Timothy Thatcher. That lasted for like 4 weeks. Then they had the match. Then they wanted to keep going. So this was over in like 2 months. And after that, Riddle was in the main roster. And Thatcher was back on the main roster. So it didn't leave a lasting impression. It tried to. We were supposed to get a Fight Pit last week, but Thatcher got hurt in training or whatever. So they put the kibosh on that. So my number 6 with 1 point is the Fight Pit. Riddle and Thatcher.
All right. Cool.
Abel.
Yes.
What's your number 5?
Fuck. My number 5. Sonata versus Naito. For the match that I fell asleep during. I said this when we were reviewing the match. I understand that there is story and there's significance and the tournament, all that. All the fucking fixins and dressings and all that shit are there. That's a lot of nice shit to put on a baked potato. But the baked potato itself was just a regular old-fashioned baked potato. That's it. The match started slow. There was a few little counters here and there. It did start to ramp up after I got woken up, but I had to be woken up because I literally was falling asleep. I get it at the end, the respect thing, the story thing, the all that. I get it. The points, undefeated going into the match was Naito, and he's going up against Sonata. Sonata's now beat him twice, but they're in Los Ingobernables. But when you look at Between the Bells, there was nothing to write home about. There was nothing innovative. There was no, oh, fuck, that's a new move I've never seen. There wasn't a, oh, shit, they were really killing each other. There was no, oh, my God, I think that, this guy's going to not be able to walk the next morning. It was just a regular, good, not bad, regular, good New Japan style match.
Oh, sure. Okay. What's your number 5?
Stadium Stampede.
What?
Oh man, you're gonna have to elaborate on that, bro.
Let me piggyback off of your comments on the fight pit.
Ooh.
Same scenario, story-wise. We got a build up, but that story was built up throughout 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
2020 came in.
And it was for something else.
Yes. Overall, what happened after? We had the story within the elite that kept us going for the rest of the year.
Right.
The story with the inner circle was way different.
Yeah.
Because they were more of I don't even know what the hell they did after.
It reinforced them as a family, and everybody else on the other team split.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And overall, like what happened after that? You know, you want to build up. Okay, you did a big feud in a stadium with these two groups.
Do something.
Do something else with them,
Mm-hmm.
and there was nothing. Okay, they beat them. Oh, congratulations.
No rematch, no revenge, no nothing. You could have brought back the war games for them as a rematch.
Blood and guts.
The blood and guts, yeah.
And
Could have done that.
happened.
They never did it. Yeah. Well, they technically couldn't.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're number 5, Chris.
Naito and Sonata.
Oh, really? Holy shit. Okay.
It isn't a slight towards them. I think I just felt like there was more visceral reaction for me in other matches than this one. This was a pretty solid. This was almost a good masterpiece, but like of a regular style art painting. There's other matches on here that are like abstract paintings, and some that are even statues that you have to look at from different views to get different. Yeah, so that's why this is as low as it is on my list. There's some crazier shit that got my attention. So I'll put it to you like this: if I have a friend over, hey, let's watch some wrestling. Show me a match that I should see. That's not going to be the first one on my list that I show them.
Yeah.
So yeah. For me, Naito Sonata gets 2 points. Abel?
No, you. Chris,
What's your
number 4. What's your number 4?
Oh, you're going to put me on a spot, huh?
Yeah.
My number
bitch.
4.
Yeah.
I'm not so much of the lasting effect at times. I just like to be in the moment. And in the moment, I was very, very impressed with McAfee's work.
Mm-hmm.
Cole McAfee. That's my number 4. That gets 3 points from me.
Why is it not higher? Why is it not lower? Why is it kind of middle of the pack?
Most of it is the surprise factor.
Okay.
But other than that, what from Adam Cole did we see that we'd never seen before?
Good point.
You know? But just as this match itself, it's great, but it's not the greatest.
Okay.
You know? So that's my number 4. Hector, what's your number 4?
Naito Sonata.
Oh,
wow. That gets 3 points.
And I go a little bit higher than y'all because
you're half Japanese. We get it.
No. Because overall, like, going back to our comments, when it comes to G1, there's a story every year that gets continued every following year in the tournament.
Yep.
And overall, they've had matches before. And in one match, one of their first encounters, Naito did his Naito thing, and it didn't work out. You know, Sonata did his Sonata thing. It didn't work out. This match, they kind of cut back on who they became. And this match became a psychological match. Because we didn't get to see a lot of the Naito taunting.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We didn't get to see a lot of the Sonata.
The little package, the little paradise lock.
They didn't show it. He didn't do it.
He didn't even attempt it.
Yeah.
He didn't even attempt it.
The sense of disrespect that would bring to his leader. And another thing is, he knows that's not going to work for him.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to amplify his signature move. And you saw it as soon as he picked him up,
spun him around.
Yeah,
that caught your attention.
That did catch my attention. That was a cool move.
So that's why it got a little bit higher. Mm-hmm. You know, for me.
What's your number 3? What's your number 4?
My number 4, Thatcher versus Riddle.
Ooh.
I think I said this when we were first talking about this match being on the list or not. I have mixed feelings about it. You know, if the blood and the teeth stuff were planned, then maybe that took away from the pacing just for a wow factor. If it wasn't planned, then it's a fuck up. That shouldn't happen. You don't want to see people losing their teeth in the ring. You're supposed to be taking care of each other in the ring. Also, it's not as high because of historical significance or lack thereof. We did get another fight pit match, and it looks like Thatcher is claiming that this is his type of match, which is okay. That's cool, I guess. But like after Thatcher and Riddle did this, Riddle kind of went up to the main roster. Thatcher didn't do nothing until fucking Ciampa came back around. So significantly, is this like a milestone of 2020? No. Was the match really exceptionally good? It was good. None of these matches are bad. Between the bells, it was good. There was times where I went, "Oh, wow," you know. But was the teeth and the blood stuff intended, not intended, and it's a double-edged sword. So it's at 4.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
What's your number 3?
Fight pit.
Fight pit.
Thatcher versus Rattle.
3.
Rattle.
Again,
Rattle.
Okay, so the negative on your side of being whether it was intentional or not.
Yeah.
I oversaw that because I wanted to see how they handled it after that.
Yeah.
Okay, if it was intentional, well, you made me believe that it happened.
Yeah.
If it wasn't intentional, you improv'd your way into this.
You worked yourself into a shoot, brother.
Yeah. And the shoot worked.
That's a good point.
You know, overall it did. Yes, it was a one and done feud, but overall it did give a wrestler kind of like a gimmick.
You're talking about Thatcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because even Thatcher hasn't done it since, but I also got him to adapt that old character from Gulag, which was a catch style.
Catch point.
Good point. Good point.
So it kind of emphasizes like, okay, I'm gonna get this story off of, basically Riddle brought him up, left him in his place. Riddle's gonna go to the main roster. You're gonna be the Riddle aspect here now.
Mm-hmm.
You got catch point. Okay, you want to fight? You want to end up in a fight pit? Go through my training, which it ended up kind of being intertwined with that whole story with Ciampa, which led up to what was supposed to be happening of the fight pit between them. So at the end, you have that sense of story established now. If you want to go against Thatcher, go through catch point, meet him up at the final level, which is the fight pit.
Yeah. That's a very good point. It was good character development. The match was a good character development for Thatcher.
Number 3.
My number 3. Walter versus Dragunov.
Whoa!
That's number 3.
That gets 4 points from you. Wow. Wow.
Now that's on the top half, right?
Don't backpedal. Tell him.
That's on my top half. But there was a word that you kept using. You were saying you were uncomfortable watching that match. I, too, grew a little uncomfortable, especially after watching it the second time. The first time when I watched it, I didn't know what to expect. I also didn't really pick
Why did you let me put your sweater on?
Because I'm uncomfortable. The first time I watched it, it was like, wow, that was a really hard-hitting match. But after the second time, I'm like, wow, that was a really hard-hitting match where, damn, this was, like I said, a beheading without a sharp object, a beheading with a dull object. And do I want that to be my wrestling? Do I like CZW? Do I want to see the blood and guts without the weapons? Because that's basically what this was. There wasn't no blood. There wasn't no guts. But goddamn, it almost killed the guy. Yeah, I don't know if I want to see this again. Was it a spectacle to behold? Was it holy shit? That was amazing. Holy shit, that was. I gotta give my respect to Dragunov. Yes, but I don't want to see Mick Foley thrown off of a Hell in a Cell again, right? Like it happened. Holy shit, I respect the fuck out of Mick Foley. He's a hardcore legend. Cool. I don't want to see Edge go through a burning table again, right? Holy fuck, that was amazing. But oh man, no, you're done. I don't want to see Dragunov almost have his neck broke or whatever again. I'm done. Now, also you go into the historical significance side. Oh my God, Dragunov is amazing. Where the fuck has he been since then? I'm sure he's Mr. Hot Shit in NXT UK, but nobody has talked about, oh my God, you need to follow up with NXT UK so you can watch Dragunov. You know?
Well, technically, he cut a promo about 3 weeks later saying whatever it takes to get to the top. If I have to start from the bottom, I will, which he is.
Oh, great. So a
generic,
hey, I'm going to try again fucking promo.
Would you prefer a generic, oh, I want a rematch because I was this close?
I don't know, but like it just seemed like it's cookie cutter fucking booking, and it's nothing where I had to fucking watch it. I had to watch this match. I didn't have to watch anything else. So
it'd be like the generic of you'll get the Christian version of one more try.
Yeah, I mean
UK.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, either way, it's the damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. But I felt like it was never capitalized on. Now I'm like, oh, so erect for Dragunov. But where he at though? You know, like
you gotta look down. You're probably taller than him.
Especially after that match. So that's my number 3. Who's next? Who's next?
My number 3.
You're number 3. Are you still thinking about it?
Omega and Pac.
Oh,
Defend yourself.
Hold on. How do we decide ties if we wind up coming up with a tie?
We might not, because I might do something that I've never done before.
Okay, fuck it. All right. So your number 3 is Omega Pac.
Yeah, my number 3 is Omega Pac.
Okay.
This is another example of, as good as this match was, there are matches that might have been just a bit better, which is odd because, like I mentioned, I thought this was going to be my runaway pick because it was in front of an audience, because there was a reaction, because there were bumpers for the pinballs in the ring to bounce off of, to tell you if it's good, to tell you if it's not, which it was. It almost put me in a mood of depression because I don't have that right now in pro wrestling. I can't go to a show. I can't hear it. I can't watch it. I can't experience it like I want to. You know, to the point that I would probably risk my health to go watch the Rumble in Florida if they were actually selling tickets, because that's how bad I want. If we're gonna go that route, what have we seen from Omega and Pac since? This was the end of this was the rubber match, so this was the end, the culmination. So we couldn't have anything after that. But this definitely was the best out of the 3. I just think that the other 2 matches that I haven't picked yet, that I haven't mentioned yet, got more of a reaction from me. We've watched enough AEW. I've watched enough AEW. I've seen enough AEW in person to know that this match is the standard.
Okay.
This is what we get from AEW almost all the time.
Okay.
So I'm expecting a 10. I got a 10. There's other matches that I got 11s. So this is where I'm at.
Okay.
So yeah, my number 3 is Pac Omega. Abel!
Yahoo! What's your number 2? My number 2 is Pac versus Omega. So yeah, this match was a 10. For a fucking free TV show, it's a 10. This is something that could have been at Wrestle Kingdom. It's something that could have been at Double or Nothing or All In. It's something that could have been like the best match ever from Ring of Honor, right? The match between the bells, holy fuck, this was so good. It had me oohing and ahhing and reacting, and the counters and the near falls and the quick pace and everything. This match had everything between the bells. Leading up to it, there was a great story going into it. These guys were a feud where it was a basically a grudge match, 2 out of 3. This is a third. Good blow off. Historical significance, anything coming out of it? There wasn't a whole lot coming out of it, but it's okay because this was the end. And Pac and Omega looked better both for it. Now, because of COVID, Pac's stock dropped.
No fault to Pac.
No fault to Pac. If 2020 wasn't 2020, after this match, Pac would have been to the moon, right? But because he got stuck in the UK,
he even got a title match against Moxley after that before we got into COVID.
Yeah.
So that's
So I think had 2020 not been 2020, this would have been a historically significant match for Pac. Omega, he stuck around. Was it historically significant for him? It may just be another notch in his belt of badass fucking matches. But again, this was on free TV when
commercial free if you were on BR.
When Dynamite was trying to establish themselves of whole, hey, we're hot shit. So yeah, this was probably significant in early turning the tide of the ratings war to get eyeballs and loyalists to AEW right from the jump. So it may not have been much for his career, but it may have been enough for the longevity of the ratings war of AEW. So there's significance, there's good story, there's good hard-hitting action. It's my number 2.
Hector, what's your number 2?
Dragon of Walter.
Go for it, bro.
Number 2.
The reason why I say this, let me put this into context.
All right.
When the pandemic happened, we were still getting Raw. We were still getting SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
We were still getting NXT. UK was nowhere to be seen for a while.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They were doing best ofs.
Until they brought it back. When you have so much energy and anger that is not taken out, right? That was basically NXT's the UK version of their purge, of getting every little bit of anger out.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because we have to reestablish who we are. The best way to do it, you have 2 mofos that are going to go all out.
And they did.
And okay, so after that match, are you fearful more of Walter? What he's able to do?
Good point.
Did it not make you believe that Dragunov could withstand whatever the hell gets thrown at him and still step up? It made you, like, for me, even like you said when you made your argument earlier, is what happened then? Okay, 3 weeks later, he made that promo of he's gonna start.
Timeout. Sidebar. Breakout star of 2020 is Dragunov, because we started Takeover Blackpool, and that was Dragunov and Cesaro.
Yes.
And Cesaro put him over after he beat him. And then he caps off the year with this match. Fuck. I forgot all about that.
Okay, that's
fair.
fair. Yeah.
All about that.
So after this match, 3 weeks later, I'm going to start all over. For me, it's like, I know what you're going to go through. And you're okay with going through it again.
Yeah. Ugh. Remember, this is the guy that Walter wanted in Imperium. And he told him no. And that's how we ended up with this match.
Yeah. So, again, character build is there.
Mm-hmm.
There was an evolution of that. Because it's like, okay, we know you were tough shit. You proved to us that you were tough shit. That you are. Now, you don't think Walter is going to be looking behind his back of, this motherfucker's climbing up again.
Yeah.
What else can I throw to him to knock him back down? If you just saw how much of a punishment he just took. That's why that's my number 2.
Good point. Good points. Again, none of these matches are bad.
So my fluidity was at the top.
I
was thinking about doing 5.5 for the last 2 matches that I haven't picked. But in doing so, I just figured out one barely edges the other, and I mean barely.
Okay. So what's your
My
number 2?
second place is Walter versus Dragunov.
All right.
My second place is Wally versus Dragunov.
Okay.
Credit where credit's due. They did exactly what they said they were going to do. They fucking reinvented violence.
Yeah.
And if you tell me, oh, they've done it before, I don't want that tainted. I don't want to taint this by watching stuff from the past. It already happened. It's done. This is new to me. This is the hill that I'm going to camp on. Yeah. So I'm not. Yeah. So, the only nit to pick is the. This is a weird way to phrase it, but this is the only way that I can say it. The emotional availability.
What do you mean?
Elaborate.
This is the second time I've seen this match. I don't know if I would ever want to see it again.
Okay.
Because it's
too much.
It is too much.
It's too much. Okay.
I want to just keep it as it is, you know. Sometimes when you have that one night with somebody and then you try to replicate that or duplicate it, it's not the same. I just want to cherish this for what it is, you know. This and at the end of the day, it goes back to I can show people this, but I don't want people that are new to wrestling or that want to come back to wrestling to watch this and not want to watch wrestling because it's that brutal.
Yeah.
If I can skip ahead, I would want to watch people enjoy wrestling. And as much as I can sticker 2020 as this is how depressing 2020 is, look at Walter versus Dragunov. I would rather be optimistic and say this is the blessing 2020 gave us. And my number one is Stadium Stampede because the last month has been a pretty shitty month for me personally, and just watching this match brought me back up. And that's 2020 in general. COVID fucked you over. Hey, if you're a fan of wrestling, if you're a fan of football, let this brighten your moment for at least 30 minutes. You can forget about everything around you. Just look at what's in front of you. And we couldn't stop laughing.
Yep.
That's true.
Yeah. Tell me someone in that match that did not shine. Tell me someone in that match that did not have their moment. Yeah. Tell me somebody in that match that you don't want to watch wrestle again.
There's no.
No. I don't want to slit my wrist. I want to stuff my face with cupcakes. This is Stadium Stampede. That's my number one.
Well,
and I just changed that on the fly.
If you did the math, or if you're even paying attention, you would know that the only match that I have left on my list is also Stadium Stampede. Stadium Stampede is my number one. Now, you said that you did that because you're a little bit gender fluid on it, and you were trying to figure out if you wanted to be, and you did it off the cuff. No, the minute that I realized that this was the match that got the biggest reaction from us sitting on the couch and from me sitting on the couch, I knew this was our match of the year. Yeah, it wasn't the most, wow. It was the most, it was still the loudest reaction between the three of us.
Yeah.
You know, that got the biggest reaction. And, you know, if Kevin Nash want to say funny don't equal money, well, fuck Kevin Nash. You know, it is still a reaction. And yes, you stole my argument of 2020 was a shit fucking year. Wouldn't the craziest, weirdest, most bizarre fucking thing be the thing that represents 2020? You know, and it lifted our spirits. This is what we needed this year. This was in the middle of what? May, right?
That was at the end of May.
It was at the end of May.
Lockdown. My branch was already closed to the public.
This is what we needed.
I was in isolation. I had my girlfriend over at the time once every other week. Other than that, I went to work. I went home. I knew shit.
Yeah.
And I was alone in the dark with my feelings and my voices. Yeah. I needed light. This was light.
This is the match that 2020 needed.
Yeah.
And it was so fucking bonkers, just like 2020. Dude, like 2020 was just so fucking weird. Of course, Stadium Stampede would be the one that fucking represents it. Look how crazy it was. Now, that's where I'm pulling my out, and I know that this is a weak argument. This is where I'm pulling my historical significance out of my ass on this one. Yeah, sure. You had a good point, Hector, when you had it at number 5, that after the match, what happened to the Inner Circle? What happened to the Elite? Where did Matt Hardy go? You are 100% right. I will concede that point to you. Yes, you're right. But I am ignoring that because it had a good build up, and it built everybody in that match. Santana and Ortiz, who were probably second or third fiddles in the Inner Circle, they fucking shined. Who gave them the shine? Legendary Matt motherfucking Hardy. Yeah?
Yeah.
Hager had a really great fucking time, a really good shine put on him, but you're here to drink or you're here to fight. That was a great line. And then the fight there with him and Hangman, who was first ever to compete for the heavyweight championship in AEW, got a good rub because what did he do? He grabbed him and John Wayne'd him across the fucking bar. That was great. That was fun. Yeah, everybody that was lower in that match was elevated. The fucking referees had spots that put over the referees. The referees are getting shine on this match. Dude, it was almost a love letter to wrestling and to zaniness and to just craziness. So I get the funny, but it wasn't just funny. How did the match end? The match ended with Sammy Guevara getting a one-winged angel off of the balcony into some tables. That's your oh shit, holy fuck. Wow, that's a move I can't believe they fucking pulled off. That's your moment right there of actual wrestling as well in there too. So for me, for my money, that shit had everything, and it's exactly what we needed in 2020. That's our bright spot. If you're a wrestling fan, that is your bright spot for 2020. And it also goes in line with the theme of, if you want to go more historical significance, of the rise of the cinematic match. I think this cinematic match was better than any of the other cinematic matches that we saw throughout the year.
Wow.
Cena Wyatt, Boneyard, Money in the Bank, whatever. This was the most best creative match.
Wow.
Hector, what is your number one?
Hector, you have the task of defending Omega Pac as your number 1.
Here we go. Let me get my 2 cents.
Yes, please, because that was my number 1 all the way up until we watched Stadium Stampede, and I was like, "Fuck!"
Spoiler alert. That's our match of the year.
Mathematically,
Defend
it can't.
Really?
Defend it.
Oh, wow.
Why is it
So
our
much
match of the year?
Yeah.
Okay, let me take little
Let me tell you a story.
let me take little tidbits of what y'all said about this match. You said, Chris, you mentioned when you were explaining why it was your number 3, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that match became the standard bearer of AEW match product.
Yeah.
It sustained it for me. And you can even go back to the history of this channel. Didn't I once said that out of the Golden Lovers, Kenny Omega became Marty Jannetty to me at the very beginning?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He proved me wrong in this match.
He unjanettied?
He unjanettied. He showed me that glimpse of, hey, he was trying to do something new, but we know that he has that same character from New Japan in him.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he needs to pull it out, he'll pull it out. And he made that shit come out in this match. You had Pac. Prior to this, he was, if I remember right, he was supposed to have a match the year before against Hangman, and it didn't happen because of his Dragon Gate obligation, which he was the champ. He ended up building up this match with Omega 2 matches prior, and it got us to the point of, at that time, we want to see what the hell's going to happen. Because other than this Iron Man match, we haven't had an Iron Man match, if I recall, in TV since SmackDown back in the 2000s.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Very good point.
And it was even people back then were like, you don't put that on TV.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And even at that, if I remember right, on that SmackDown episode, they ended the show with that.
Which one was it?
Uh,
Angle Brock?
I think so.
Because
Maybe.
I think we had HBK Angle in a 30-minute Iron Man match that opened up Raw, but I'm not sure if that. I think that was after.
I think that was
Because like Brock was already gone by then.
Wasn't that like a Backlash pay-per-view?
No.
Because
it was the debut. They went from TNN. They went back to USA.
Oh.
And it was a season premiere, and they started off with, or it was the debut on TNN, and they started with a 30-minute Iron Man match.
So can you see the significance of it? It's been years, and you know what? We're gonna gamble on this aspect of let's open up the show.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you want
that's like opening up Impact with an Ultimate X match.
Yeah,
for free.
Yeah,
and they always deliver.
Yeah. So this match delivered of saying, you know what? We're not here to play games. We're here to show you who we are. And this match emphasized the athleticism, the storytelling in this whole match that was shown.
Mm-hmm. The audience. This is the revival of the ECW fan base.
Yes. And the psychological aspect of it, of your point. All right, I need a break. Let me go disqualify myself, get my break. Mm-hmm. I'll beat your ass up.
Get another break.
Yep.
You know, back to back. Because as soon as he did the DQ, put him on the floor, hit him with the chairs, took his break, match started, Black Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm tied up. Another break. That gives me a chance to get air, to get back my stamina, like in the video game, the wrestling games.
Yeah.
Freaking bar was like this short. You built it up back up. Yeah. Why? Because the other one is still hurt, nursing injuries. Story-wise, it was there. Everything was perfect placement. Because it emphasized of, well, have you ever seen a suplex, or was it kind of like a Michinoku driver kind of thing, right? The apron.
Yeah, it was
a driver.
Like
that.
Yeah, it was Michinoku driver.
Well, like, they don't do that on live TV.
Falcon Arrow.
Yeah.
They don't do that on live TV. Mm-hmm. The closest taboo thing that I've seen shown on live TV was, at the time, the Kevin Owens powerbomb to the apron.
Yeah.
Because people are afraid that other people might recreate it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for
like
them to
kids
take
and stuff. Yeah.
For them to take that risk to do this on, you know, and then even at that, for this to open up their show at the first quarter of the year, to stay to make.
Oh, it's WrestleMania season. Let's remind you who we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want fun and stuff? Go watch them. You want story and actual entertainment and the sports aspect?
You want action?
Yeah, action. We're here.
They were selling out more tickets than Raw at that time,
and smaller venues.
Yeah.
So,
and towards the end of 2020, they were actually beating Raw in the demographic. So yeah.
So you said you already did the math, right?
In 6th place.
Okay, hold on, because I want to get the because I was gonna say get a chance to do the math while I do this, but whatever, since you already did it. Daniel, what's up? Robert, what's up? Thank you so much.
I thought Robert was already here.
Was he? I don't know. Yeah. But this is what they say, because they want to chime in here on Match of the Year too. Robert says, I must be turning into Jim Cornette because I just wasn't into it. I think he's saying that in regards to the Stadium Stampede match. Cornette, and then Daniel says, Cornette just doesn't BS. He sees things from a different lens than people give him crap trying to say that he doesn't want to evolve, when most of the stuff is just simply dumb. Again, I think that giving hate to the Stadium Stampede match. I'm going to be different and go with the cement no-selling Matt Hardy skull. Yeah. Robert says that his number 1 is Dragunov Walter. Yeah.
On the Facebook, Aaron, his match of the year, Stadium Stampede. And yeah, Robert already posted on Facebook his Walter versus Dragunov.
Okay.
In 6th place with 5 votes. 5 points. Adam Cole.
Baby.
Versus Pat McAfee from TakeOver.
Mm-hmm.
5th place with 7 points. Sonata versus Naito from G1. 3rd place with 8 points. The Fight Pit.
Mm-hmm.
There was a tie for 2nd place.
Wow.
Stadium Stampede and Walter Dragunov each got 14 points.
Wow.
The winner, with only one person having it as their number one, Pac versus Omega with 15 points.
It was both of our number twos, right?
It was your number two. It was my number three.
Wow.
Stadium Stampede was two people's match of the year pick, but you gave it a fifth place. So if we were to have gone backwards, Stadium Stampede would have won because we both had it first and he didn't. Yeah. But because we went the point route, Omega Pac edged it out.
I'm still okay with Omega Pac. That's my number two. How do you feel about that being your number three?
Like I mentioned it. Omega Pac was my number one for most of this year just because I wanted the entire picture. And as much as I loved Walter Dragunov and Spring Stampede, it wasn't the entire picture. Mm-hmm. It was missing that one color. It was missing that one palette. It was missing that one je ne sais quoi. Well, I know what it is. It's the fucking people and Omega Pac. So I'm not hating it at all. That what you said it a few minutes ago. Omega Pac was going to be your number one. Mm-hmm. It was my number one for most of this year up to this point. So and that's happenstances has just made it work.
And right now, think about when I'm defending, I'm not even talking about the crowd. I'm just talking about the
you're
match.
Right. You're right. The crowd is really only a factor for this guy.
Yeah.
Because I still think that there's enough of a crowd there in the Dragunov match with just the 20 fucking stagehands that were there oohing and on, So Daniel also says, can I see that in a spelling bee? Ungenetti. Can you use that in a sentence, please? Robert says Omega versus Pac is good. It's probably Kenny's best AEW match. I agree with that as well. Kenny hasn't had a chance to have that Okada Omega moment in AEW, which we've all been waiting for. The reason why he was so hot 3 years ago. The reason why we thought, oh shit, AEW is going to be awesome. Oh wow, the Elite's making their own promotion. Wow, we get to see Kenny Omega here in the States doing this and that. And we hadn't had that moment until him versus Pac.
Yeah, because right after that, he got bulked up with Hangman as a tag team.
Yeah.
Wow. So I just added Omega Pac 30-minute Iron Man match from AEW Dynamite on our list.
Oh, fuck you, Daniel.
We've done this for 8 years. This is our 8th match that's on our list.
Wow. Daniel says Jay White is greater than Kenny Omega. Oh, fuck you, Daniel. Speaking of Jay White.
Oh, well, how many Jay White matches do we have on here? Oh, you know what we can do?
Transition to...
Not yet. If our listeners want to have some fun with us, we can schedule somewhere in the summer an 8-match tournament to figure out which is the best match on our match of the year list because we have 8 matches now.
Over 8 years?
Yeah.
Now hold on. You said that you started at 2013.
13, 14, 15,
But
16,
we had
17,
a match
18,
of the year for 2012.
But it wasn't a full year.
I know, but we had one.
Nah, doesn't count.
Okay.
No. Y'all didn't do this. What we're doing, y'all didn't do that when you started. So no.
So it was the Shield versus Ryback, Kane, and Daniel Bryan. That was our 2012 match of the year.
They started their podcast in October. So for 3 months, there
was better matches before that.
Yeah, okay. Robert Medley says Leon Ruff is greater than Jay White.
Black Lives Matter. All right, so can we officially, collectively, fuck 2020 and leave it behind us?
Inner circle style.
Puta madre.
2021.
2021.
11 days in, and already we got some matches we got to talk about.
Oh, shit.
Well, did you watch Finn Kylo 2?
No, I did not.
Did you watch Finn Kylo 2? No, I did not. Holy crap. Okay.
I heard it was really, really good.
It was really good. I would say as good as the first. But
Any difference? Any difference? I'm guessing no broken jaws or bones.
Actually, Kylo might have got fucked up. he might have got his receipt. They were playing that. But that's not the only match that happened. Did you watch New Year's Day, the New Year's episode of Raw with Drew McIntyre versus Keith Lee for the WWE title?
Yes, I did.
What'd you think?
I thought that was a damn good match. Very good showcase for Keith Lee, even though Keith Lee didn't win. I thought he was going to win at some point, but I know that would kind of fuck up whatever booking they're thinking about doing. But I do also just scratch my head like, well, when are they actually going to give it to Keith Lee? Is Keith Lee always going to be the bridesmaid and never the bride? Is he going to be the Ziggler, 6-7 years from now, where it's like all the potential of the world, you'll get it eventually, and then he eventually never comes, but to just enjoy it in the moment, god damn, that was a good match.
Did you get to watch that match?
No.
Okay.
The reason why, again, WWE soured me.
Okay. That's fine.
They can build. Because I was expecting them to do something shocking on the first Raw of 2021 so they could start getting ratings. Instead, they brought a whole bunch of fossils. I didn't realize Jurassic Park was on again. I was just waiting for Chris Pratt to come out.
That's all you want, right?
But
Hi.
But if they do it right, they could win me back. Hypothetical. Keith Lee wins the Royal Rumble. Doesn't have to headline WrestleMania, but he's going to get a title shot at WrestleMania against Drew. He's fought Drew for the title twice. Remember, he fought Drew for the title after he beat Orton on Payback in the first pay-per-view debut. You have that WrestleMania 17 interview with Drew and Keith's like, I need this. I need this more than you could ever imagine. And he winds up being the leader of Retribution. And he takes the title from Drew. That will win me back.
What?
That will win me back.
Retribution.
If Keith loses a heavyweight title match for the third time in a row, who the fuck's gonna care about that fuck? Who?
Honestly, I'm glad you brought up Retribution.
Send me a check. Yeah.
Because the thing out of all that night that caught my attention was Raw Talk.
Oh, Mustafa was dropping bombs like Iraq, bro.
Really?
Mustafa was like...
Vince is unhappy with him now for saying that.
Mustafa's already to the point that he even said it.
Yeah.
We can't trust you on the mic anymore.
Who did he say that to?
Mustafa called out the legends of, you didn't put us on the show. People like myself.
People like Drew Gulak, Ricochet, that have had weekly storylines building. That didn't happen tonight because we had to see Hulk Hogan say, "What you gonna do, brother?" for the millionth time. These guys can't walk. And we're giving up 3 hours to these old timers that can't walk. Someone tell me why Alicia Fox is a legend. Like,
honestly, he said that in front of R-Truth, and R-Truth's like, you gotta respect them. I'm like, I get that they paved the way, but
it's time for us to walk.
Allow me to walk on it now.
Wow.
But like, people don't come to see you; they come to see what we're gonna do about the project, about this whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's true.
Yeah,
that's what caught my attention out of the whole Raw talk, the whole Raw stuff.
I already checked out with a wild Goldberg appearance. That says Porsche.
Again, it's for me. I'm sour.
The only problem with that,
they got
Porsche,
cut on time.
We are the loud
minority.
Mm-hmm. When a Goldberg video on YouTube gets 8 million views in 24 hours and you're struggling for ratings and you want people to subscribe to the network, guess what we're going to get?
Him as a champion again.
Yeah. On the bright side, am I the only one that's excited for Scrap Iron Adam Pearce, 5-time former NWA heavyweight champion, to get a WWE Universal title match at the Royal Rumble against Roman? I'm stoked, bro.
Honestly, if it brings back if it brings back his wrestling style, the style that I saw him against Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
I want to see that match.
Honestly. And it'll even put Roman over more that he can handle that kind of physicality.
Yep.
Oh,
you think I'm
pretend to be Abel?
You think I'm just a suit and tie? Oh, let me show you something.
Let me show you who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
5-time. Yeah.
You really think that's what WWE is going to do?
Hell no.
That is only hope. That is
it's 2020. It's 2021 and we got vaccines. There's hope.
That's fucking Newsmax fake news right there. That's what that shit is. No, he is going to be a suit and tie. He's just fucking Pat Patterson, Gerald Briscoe's stooge. That's all he's going to do. Can he go? Yeah, Pat Patterson was first Intercontinental champion. Yeah, he could go. But not when he was a stooge. He had a part to play. Right now, the part to play for Scrap Daddy is he's going to be a suit. He's not going to be Scrap Daddy. He's just a WWE official, Adam Pearce.
Kane did all the same little shit in a suit.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to play the part, and it's going
Corbin did everything the same way with the vest.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Porsche says Rhea versus Raquel was a good match from 2021. Did you watch that?
Yes,
Rhea versus Raquel?
did.
Yes.
Oh my god,
that was hard hitting, wasn't it?
Yeah, I poked my eye out with an erection. That's
hey, papa! Like,
and that was one of the better
Death by Snooze Stew by both of those.
It's one of those
both of them.
It's one of those better last woman standing matches because I don't remember the referee every time someone hit the ground going. The ref stood back for the most part and let them beat the shit out of each other. And when they were ready, because that's your biggest pitfall from a last man standing is every 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And they count slow, like it's preschool. It's like, motherfucking go.
Yeah. I hate the near falls in last man standing or last woman standing matches. But this one wasn't that
egregious. It wasn't that
bad.
Yeah.
But it was still but they did a good job.
You should take a second to go off on the Nakamura sprint. You mentioned this. I might need to go back and watch this, especially if this ends up being what I would think WWE would have enough common sense if they want to do a dream match and give us Nakamura Shinsuke against Daniel Bryan.
Oh man, you saw glimpses of what I want.
There was
what Bryan wanted years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Remember,
I'm sure he still does.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure if he wants to call it a day and raise the kids, this is a way to go out.
Put me out, yeah.
Kinshasa.
Honestly, I saw glimpses of freaking Nakamura from New Japan.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
Little shines here and there.
I have to watch it.
Bit. I have to watch it.
Hey, you do need to watch it. It was pretty good.
It's like, really okay, good. Here you go. If you think I overstepped on that comment, think about Sami Nakamura from TakeOver.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
They had glimpses. It wasn't the whole goddamn match. They had glimpses, but it was good.
Because this is a gauntlet match, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a gauntlet match.
So if you break that whole match into 3 sections, you got glimpses of section 1, section 2, and section 3 between 3 different superstars.
You need to watch it.
Is that your match of the week?
No.
What is it?
It's a match that...
What is it?
My match of the week?
Yeah, match of the weeks.
Match of the whatever we just got done watching?
Yeah.
Ibushi versus Jay White.
What the fuck?
Oh, shit.
You mean your favorite, Jay White? Defend yourself.
I have been known to do this from time to time. I am a mature adult that can admit when they're wrong and can change their mind when presented with new evidence.
Oh my God.
I am officially, shut up. I am officially a fan of Jay motherfucking White. Holy shit. I love that guy. He is badass. I love his fucking shenanigans, his swagger, the way he's like trying to be this heel, being a dick at the same time. Like, his heel work is amazing. Holy shit. I hate him, and because of that, I love him. Oh, man. And the way he was patting Ibushi on the ass, like, get up, Ibushi, while he was trying to mock the clap. Oh, fuck. That was entertaining as hell. Yes, I officially like Jay White. I've just turned around 100% on him, just like how I did with the one that's with Charlotte now, Andrade. Yeah, remember I was a teacher on Andrade, and then bam, I'm a fan. I am a fan of Jay White. Yes.
Sunday, January 10th, 9:05
Central Time.
Central Time.
My match of the week pick is Ibushi versus Jay White.
You know, just for the hell of it, add it to the year list. 2021, because I want him to defend that shit to the last part of the year.
1, 2, 3.
Kota Ibushi,
Welcome to the club.
night number 2 of Wrestle Kingdom, after winning the title, goes on and faces a game Jay White, along with Gato outside pulling off all kinds of shenanigans. And Jay White said, no, I don't need you now, kind of mocking Gato and all that. Oh, God, that was great. I love the story. I love the match. I have a newfound hard-on for Jay White. My hard-on for Kota Ibushi is still there. Yes, this goes on the match of the year list for 2021.
I think we can end the show with this. Gato, don't touch him, Gato.
Don't touch him, Gato. He's fine.
Yeah. Good, Gato.
Porsche says your wife doesn't know you anymore, Abel.
Hey,
Daniel says, yes, I made Abel go to the Kiwi dark side. I told you so.
And this, honestly, between when we were watching this match, and well, actually, after we watched this match, we had our break before we were setting up everything, and we had a conversation between myself and Chris, and we were like, I think we ended in a really slow match, which was the Jay White.
Yeah.
I was like, but honestly, I still felt like there was another match that was
okay
contender more, but overall, yes.
I'll tell you this: I like that match better than our New Japan match from the 2020 list.
Oh yeah,
better than Naito
Sonata?
and Naito Sonata. This match was way better than that. Yeah.
And okay, so if you became,
he's just so shaking his head.
He still doesn't believe it.
He doesn't believe it.
So here's the thing:
where'd you get your vaccine from?
I haven't been yet.
Should we stay away from that?
No. Okay, let's take all surprises aside. Let me talk real talk. I hadn't seen Jay White because I've been avoiding seeing him. The Jay White that I saw 2 years ago that kind of felt like undeserving and whatever, that just got shoved into the prominent role of being the leader of the Bullet Club. I like looking between then and now. Not seeing the maturation in between, just seeing product A and then product B. Product B, he's a completely different guy than what product A was. He has a completely different look. It looks like he slimmed down, got some muscle. His fucking facial hair, like it looks like he should be a dick, and he seems very comfortable in the ring, more comfortable than what he did before. Whenever I saw him the first time around, all that, like I said, all that heel work that he's doing. He learned that. He picked that up. So he's definitely evolved. So yeah, Jay White 2 years ago, fuck that guy. But this Jay White now, I'm on board.
The last you heard of Jay White was us telling you that he's got X-Pac heat. Fans are leaving the arena early when he main events and wins. They don't want to hear him talk. Yeah. And he's a part of the Bullet Club.
Yeah. And I kind of dig it. Like, he's a dick, and I like it.
Do you know what the irony is in all this?
What?
Shall we break the news to him?
Yeah, sure. That's what I'm about to ask you.
Oh yeah, he left New Japan, right?
New Year's Dash the next day was possibly be his last match in New Japan.
Yeah.
You waited till the bitter end.
But that might be a work. Like I saw that. That might be a work. So
they're actually leaning more towards their reality because guess who's making the bigger move?
Who?
WWE for him.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh well then, okay. Cool. Wherever he lands, I mean,
honestly, it's kind of good that you flip over.
John Blanco's in the Royal Rumble.
There you go.
Credit where credit's due, though. What? That wasn't the only match that we force-fed Abel before we recorded because we were already in the New Japan kick. First thought that popped in your mind after the end of Ospreay Okada.
Wow. What the fuck happened?
I have nothing else to say. Whiffer.
I thought it was a good match. I really like Ospreay and B Priestley being a team. Like that was cool. I don't know, man. Okada didn't do it for me.
I feel you.
Okada's never really done it for me. Like I've respected him. And Okada Omega, like I get it, and Okada Tanahashi, I get it, but like alone, like, am I a fan of his? I've never really been a fan of his.
I'm gonna just say this one nit, and I'm gonna leave the floor to you on the Okada Ospreay stuff because you're probably gonna voice what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna just say this:
Chris is smacking water bottles like they owe him money.
The money clip does not work for him at all.
Oh,
it slows
really?
the pace of the match down, especially if you're like running up like that.
It's like, come on, let's cuddle.
It's like you're pinching it after it's already hard. Just leave it hard and do what you're supposed to do. Like it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Hard.
For me, it doesn't work. It takes me out of it.
All right.
And it's weird him doing it now because last year when he was starting to be kind of assholey again, kind of a heel, that's when he was doing the money clip. So him being the babyface in peril because he's feuding with Ospreay who ditched him, he shouldn't be doing that hold anymore if he's going to be a babyface. How many times did you see? Did you ever see Bret Hart put Shawn Michaels in a sharpshooter 6 times in a match?
No.
Yeah. Money clip. If it ain't working, ditch it. So you can go. The floor is yours. Kill me all you want.
Okay. Here's the defense to that. I get it that it slows the pace down and everything, but think about it psychologically for this match. Ospreay is trying to build up, still trying to use his high flying every now and then.
Right.
Yeah.
I did like that evolution of Ospreay.
So
and he's only getting better.
Yeah. And Ospreay is trying to lean more towards the heavyweight side, which is you got to slow your pace down to more power moves. Okay, what's the better way to slow a high flyer down if it's not with the rest?
Yeah, but if he's not doing the high flying all the time, then there has to be something else.
But at the same time, you are Okada's. You already saw a glimpse of how Okada can move, how fast he can move. You want to see that different side of, all right, if I need you to do the long matches, you got that lock to help you out. Which was that a lot of things that they emphasized.
Rest holds, yeah.
They emphasized that.
I wasn't expecting it to go as long as it did.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
Because at the very end, throughout the story for him was everybody kept telling him, go back to being the Rainmaker. How did the match end?
Torrential downpour.
Yep, there you go. You got the evolution of you started with the Rainmaker.
That's multiple Rainmakers, in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Torrential downpours. Shit ton of Rainmakers.
So
I watched the match.
So you
you sure? Because you just went, eh.
So you started off with the Rainmaker, went into the lock, and came back as a flood of the Rainmaker. So that's the evolution of the story to that point. And you got to think about it. Wrestle Kingdom is the ending of the whole story. Because New Year's Dash happens, and like we found out, Jay White, last day, he ended up losing. And who got the win over him finally? Ishii.
Yeah.
Ishii finally took him out.
Nice.
Yeah. It was a tag match, but still.
Yeah.
I'll go one step further. It was a cute experiment because it was on a Saturday and a Sunday. This last Wrestle Kingdom did not need to be 2 days, and they shouldn't go back to it. They should keep it back to 1 day.
Yeah.
Especially if they're gonna. I'm guessing the IC title's done because Kota wants to merge both the belts.
I hate that. Honestly, I hate that. So what is that?
And then your other mid-card belt, the dude can't even show up to Japan to defend it.
Exactly.
He can't wrestle here in the States in the dojo under contract because it's another company. Yeah, who? Moxley.
Oh,
Moxley can wrestle for New Japan as long as he doesn't wrestle for them in the United States. He can't travel to Japan right now, and then Renee's pregnant, and so they tape the New Japan US Strong show weekly that they air on Friday night. Yeah. They tape it from the dojo in California, and since technically California is still a part of this fucked up country, Moxley can't defend the IWGP US title here on their television program.
And
so
they did another show, right? Or they're announcing another show which is like Strong.
They're announcing another show that's supposed to end up on an American station.
Yeah,
and it's not Access because they've already had it. They wouldn't have been that big fanfare. Yeah. So it has to be something with a big reach. Very
no, but they're New Japan is announcing a show. I don't know what's called, like Stronghold or something like that. It's kind of like an American version of the pay-per-view because I recently saw Kenta post a picture of him at the airport.
I noticed that too.
You know, I think he's coming back because ever since that announcement of Moxley calling out the winner of Kenta versus I forgot the guy.
Satoshi Kojima.
Yeah. He was him.
This guy.
Oh shit.
But honestly, okay. So here's the point because I know I'm gonna get probably Arnold mad.
Nah,
Finger poke.
he ain't watching.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love that.
So I heard about this. There was an actual finger poke-a-doo?
Yes.
Okay.
That was a Final Four in the Kings of Pro Wrestling for 2021. They reset it. So the last person that had it was Toriano. But the way the tradition is, because it's a new prop that they're introduced, it's not a belt, it's like a trophy. So they had a brand new tournament, and at the end of the second night of Wrestle Kingdom on the pre-show, or it was the first match.
The first night.
It was a Final Four. The Final Four to reclaim the champ for 21. And out of those 4 people, one of them was Chase Owens, and the other one was my boy, Bad Luck Fale, who were both in the Bullet Club.
Right.
And so the match starts, they clear house, and it's just those two.
Yano and Ibushi were like, they got out of the ring, and they're like, y'all fight.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the hell? What? And then next thing you
and
know.
So Fale pokes Owens, and he tries to go for the cover, and they both break it up, which was a cool little play because they played that later in the match because Fale was like, hey, if you win, we win.
Right.
And so, but then
Chase
later
like,
on,
but if I win, we win.
Yeah, and so eventually they were fighting on who would be the one to have the belt, and that dissolved. But the fact that they went there, I fucking loved it.
The finger poke
and the fact that
before didn't work. This worked
because it was part comedy, especially with Yano in it. You can write that off as comedy, and the fact that people are pissed about it makes me love it even more.
That's like when you put it on the group chat.
Now who's pissed about it? Is it Japanese or is it like
a lot of people?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh man, there was one match that you didn't get to see that
Shingo.
Yes,
Shingo versus Jeff Cobb from night 2.
I really wanted to see that.
We can make time next time.
Yeah.
It's second level. It's like we have our match of the year candidates. Well, 2 of them that we try to decide, and then on the next level, there's 2 other matches. One of them is Cobb versus Shingo Takagi. Another one that I would suggest to you to watch, or we could force feed you to watch it whenever we have time, is El Phantasmo against Takahashi. Yes. Phantasmo did some shit I had never seen before. He won me over. He won me over. Like, I will look for his shit now.
Him and his rated R cosplay.
Yeah.
The Edge. He does like Edge. Almost like Edge, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
He was a homage to Canadian hero.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun. It was a good match. Yeah.
Cool.
Is there anything else?
Any love for Phoenix Omega?
Oh yeah. Duh. That was really good too, man.
Again, I expect that.
Yeah.
It's fucking good.
It was really good, but I just don't know if there's anything coming out of it that is significant. You know, like it was like not Kenny's first defense, but okay, here's another defense, and it's just gonna be a good match, and it is a good match, but the shenanigans at the end is what's really important with the the Good Brothers coming out. You know, Good Brothers showing up at AEW, right?
And with the Young Bucks throwing it up too.
I said this. I want to say the last time we recorded, but it may not have been. But basically, it was wow. All this shit happened with Impact and AEW, and it really got eyeballs on Impact for 1 week, and then nothing. Hopefully now with the Good Brothers showing up on AEW, maybe that could you know churn those wheels again.
Yeah.
Because I mean it's got me interested. Like, oh shit, what?
Especially them wearing didn't they wear the belts? Didn't they have the tight belts on them?
Yeah. There's a picture backstage with all members with belts.
And maybe the lull and the weeks between the shit going on with Kenny and this week. Maybe, and I feel bad for saying this, maybe it's because their champ is Rich Swann.
Yeah,
could that be
so
it?
I want to make the effort to watch Hard to Kill because for that 6-man tag, but the last person I want to see in that thing is Rich Swann. It just doesn't do it for me. Like, I don't. If I were to put aside my personal feelings for what he did outside of the ring, just as a talent, I do not see him as a heavyweight champion.
Yeah,
me either. Honestly, if it wasn't for, if you're gonna go AEW side, yes, Kenny's gonna get eyeballs on this match. But if I want to focus on TNA or Impact. I'll focus more. The ones that are bringing me in is Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah.
On a broader picture, it's fucked up that I'm saying this. I see the champion on that Tuesday show for me is Moose. Moose is doing a better job as an asshole champion than Rich Swann is as a whatever babyface that he's trying to do. Mm-hmm. It's definitely Moose. Actually, Moose and Motor City against Omega and the Good Brothers. With Omega and with Moose and Gallows eye to eye, bro, you can really do some shit with that.
Moose running around with the fucking old TNA title.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
He's making it work.
Yeah.
There was supposed to be like a ladder match at the WrestleMania weekend that Impact was doing, that TNA was doing a homecoming show. Mm-hmm. And the winner was going to be anointed the TNA champion, and then Moose was supposed to win that. But since COVID killed that, they just went backstage and did the story that they just presented, that he took the belt and is running with it. But this is what we were supposed to get anyway. Yeah. And it's working. Moose is a whole lot better now than he was even last year when I saw him at Hard to Kill in Dallas. So it's paying off. Since you went ahead and mentioned the Impact stuff and Omega Phoenix, I was pleasantly surprised with Myron Reed and Leo Rush, Kings of Coliseum for MLW. That was a really good match. I liked it.
I may have a chance.
Yeah, that was a good match. Actually, everything on there was a good match. They had the Von Erichs retain the belts tag match, and Hammerstone and the Black Hand. It went to no contest because they keep beating each other up. So they keep that going. Eventually, we're getting Hammerstone and Fatu, which I want bad. I will pay to see that, but we're not there yet. But it's working, I guess. I'm still watching it, regardless of how shitty it looks.
Well, that was another thing. Well, going for a little tidbit, going back to 2020, the casualty out of everything that happened in the wrestling world was actually the network, the Ray Network.
El Rey Network. Oh, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
I had a good run.
The only glimpse we're getting off of them, or the ashes from them, is Mil Muertes coming to MLW.
Showing up to MLW, yeah.
So that'll be
possibly more.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Is that a show?
Is that it? Yeah.
When's the next time we're recording?
Probably the Thursday before Royal Rumble weekend.
What's the date of that?
24th. Let me pull up the calendar right now. Actually, it would be the 20th. If the Rumble's on the 30th, then we record on the 28th.
Okay.
If the Rumble's on the 23rd, then we record on the 21st, which would be next Thursday.
Okay. Well, if depending on how that calendar works out, on January 23rd, on the Katy Boxing Club, which is Saturday, the next installment of DZW will be right down here, Katy Boxing Club on West Little York. So make sure you come check it out. I will be doing the ring announcing again, as far as I know. I haven't been replaced yet, as far as I know. So yeah, make sure you come check out your boy doing some ring announcing. Yeah, the 23rd. That for sure is the 23rd.
Yeah, and then after the Rumble, we'll probably get together the Thursday before Valentine's Day.
Oh, hey,
NXT Takeover. Hopefully, Valentine's Day Massacre. They're bringing back these old titles.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
they do say Valentine's Day Massacre, hosted by Heartbroken, Bret Hart. There we go.
Okay,
but St. Valentine's Day Massacre. We'll come back after Rumble to talk that. Yeah, it'll have to be Thursday because I'm probably going to be out of town that weekend.
Okay, cool. Well then, adios, my friends. Keep it classy. Thank you so much.
Fuck 2020.
Yes. Oh man.
Hit the bottle.
Hit the bottle. Yeah. Oh damn. That was broke. The fucking camera.
Put your 3D glasses on after the fact.
I'm gonna watch this and see. Oh god, it did shake the camera.